God, I hope that didn't just start with a massive, massive cough.
Just blow out everyone's eardrums right out of the tape.
Jump scare.
Jump scare. Hello everyone, welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Returning the Arcane. This is episode 2 we're going through, and we are analysing it carefully as we go. It's blind. We are blind. We're doing it blind.
Somewhat blind.
We're somewhat blind because we've already done this case twice. And the next case twice as well. But, you know, anyway,
not entirely blind,
Brad, this is...
spiky.
Get ready for more indie Ace Attorney-like action.
Ooh. Right. I didn't usually accompany Mr. Mora to her crime scenes, but the few times I had, he was always there to run interference. He always looked like he cared more about making trouble for us than actually doing his job. The Inquisition was deep in the nobility's pockets. I'd always assumed they were paying him to sabotage us.
Don't give me that. There's no way you haven't processed her with a trial this close. I need to do a quick, thingy what's it check.
While he does a quick thingy what's it check, I would also like to mention, because I don't think I mentioned it last time, but something I thought of, or that I realised was, if we're talking about the Inquisition, right?
Yeah.
It's all well and good the nobility paying off the... It's all well and good the nobility, you know, there's some commoner thing, a noble used a spell to kill a commoner and then the Inquisition covers it up. But at the end of the day, the most people who
This is such a
can
terrible part to have used because there's no sound coming from the game.
Okay, fine.
But
Yeah.
anyway, like... No, don't keep going.
Keep going?
With your thing if you want.
Well, I was just going to say that nobility on commoner violence, fine, the Inquisition can cover that up. But if two noble families get into an argument, one of them accidentally kills the other,
Yeah.
or intentionally even kills the other,
Oh, yeah.
then what does the Inquisition do there? Because the noble family whose guy got killed, they're not going to just sit there and go, oh, okay, fine. When the Inquisition goes, oh, we couldn't really find any evidence, you know, they're going to be like, what? No, we know that other guy did it. I mean, you can say, oh, it just defaults to whoever has the most money, but, like, well, you know...
We'd be getting massive civil wars and conflicts.
Yeah, that only works for a certain extent, because the nobility would be very, like, they would be very shattered, just because if any bad stuff happens... then the Inquisition just gets paid off, so no inter-nobility crimes can be investigated. Well, that's a bit confusing. Like, I just want to know, what does Oren White do? What is Bro doing when he's called by a noble house to investigate another noble house for murder? Like, that's... Does he actually have to go full on, okay, let me look really carefully at this crime scene now?
Also, I think it's funny that it puts his occupation as knight when we'll later find out that he's actually the head of the Inquisition.
We didn't know he said that when we saw him.
Oh, great. So he's the head of the Inquisition. It just throws down knight there. Like,
Yeah,
that
knight.
feels like such a downplay.
Yeah.
Like, damn, put respect on my man's name. He's the chief of police.
Yep.
This isn't Dick Gumshoe. This is Damon Gant.
Yeah.
Like, just think about that for a second.
It is quite weird. I don't know, because even saying that the Inquisition is like the nobility's secret police, basically, well, that's still a very important role. He's not exactly, he's not...
And the especially weird part about that is he hates mages.
Yeah.
He hates mages, and most mages are nobles. So he's not a stooge. They didn't just plonk him into this position for the fun of it.
How is he apparently so good that he hates nobility, but they're like, nah, we'll have him as our chief of secret police. He's just that good. It's like, what? And yet, all he seems to do, apparently, all day is just mess about and get in people's ways.
Yeah, and Tyrion certainly thinks that, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, well, unless you can prove it, I don't need to do anything.
What's with all this noise?
Oh, Commander's
Aria
back
jump
straight.
scare.
Yeah. Ah, scary. Steelwind. Ah, Steelwind jump scare. Well, don't worry, guys, it's not that one.
Not that one that's going to turn our village to glass.
Commander's back straightened out, his smirk turning into a wince as the girl walked into the chambers. Whoever she was, she must have been younger than me.
Only by 1 year?
Only by 2 years, I think she's 18.
Oh, yeah. Might be.
Despite that, her voice carried the weight of her authority, something which Oren clearly relented to. Not related to. One doesn't do anything. Her aura was cold and rigid as stone. Her disposition was probably equally so.
Celeste McCoy has the right to counsel, and I'm...
Wait, what's the difference between aura and disposition?
Log it.
I
Her aura was as cold as rigid as stone. Her disposition was probably equally so.
I
That's a fair question,
I'm just a bit
actually.
confused. Like, what is... Because I'd say that someone's disposition is probably... Like, when you're saying their aura, you're probably not meaning, like, actual Dragon Ball.
What's wrong with her aura?
Like, you either mean Gen Alpha speak, or you mean, like, Dragon Ball Z are power up, you know, the yellow aura around Goku when he goes Super Saiyan, right? So you're either going Super Saiyan, or you are being Gen Alpha. I am assuming that Tyrion means neither of these. So, if we're assuming he means
I'm going to
neither
turn
of
that
these
down
things,
just a little bit.
if we assume he means neither of these things,
Hopefully that isn't too low.
but if we're assuming
keep talking while I-
if we're assuming he means neither of these things, I love how we're just doing tech jiggling halfway through.
Yeah.
But you know,
Everyone does it.
everyone's doing it. We all know you do it. I
Well,
don't know.
I mean, you can't really... I mean, yeah, you could do a private stream and sort it out, but, like...
What is that too? Is that too like? Ugh. We look too up our own for that. Ugh, disgusting.
No, it's just like...
It's more down to earth. The vibe is better. Speaking of the vibe,
What's vibe versus aura versus disposition?
aura, disposition, and vibe? I'd assume they all mean the same thing. I mean, generally, disposition doesn't that mean like you're sort of, you know, how you're presenting yourself? Your
Yeah, and
disposition
then
is this.
Aura is like how people subconsciously respond to your to how you've presented yourself.
Yeah, I'm guessing that he just means. I'm guessing it means that he's just referring to her. I guess her personality when he says disposition, and her aura is her stance and the way she presents herself, which also, you know, theme just going crazy here. Right, good lord, that is quite crazy, but.
I know who you are, Ruby Tamora.
And apparently I know who you are. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I just... It unlocked in my brain. She turned to Orim, who she was almost half his size, but he was practically flinching at her every word. I'd say they're about... Imagine just Arya's actually that small, who's just...
That would be funny.
You can just see her head peeking over the text box.
Over the
Just her
text
eyes are
box.
like there.
Do we have... Well, we don't have heights, do we? How
No,
freaking
no.
tall is Orim? Actually, go into the menus for a second.
Uh-huh.
No,
That's
not the
text
log.
log, sorry.
The menus. Like, the actual menus, like the pause
Oh,
menus.
these. Oh.
Because,
like-
like, look at that!
Yeah, Arya seems to be around the same height as Tyrion, so he's a short king.
So how
Um,
tall is Orim, is the question of the day.
He seems quite tall.
Is that Orim?
That's Orim,
Why
yeah.
has he got a gun?
He's not got a gun, that's
Oh,
his hand.
that's his hand.
For the last time, that's his hand, not a gun.
That can't be him
A
then.
semi-automatic, and
It
he's just
can't
about
be him
to...
then. Because he doesn't have a glove on his right hand.
What? Oh, wait. Oh god, wait, what? Okay, calm down. That's just crazy. That is... God, that's the type... That is honestly... This is what makes it OGS.
Yeah.
Going like that was crazy. Like, what? There's no need. Wow. Well, the girl hasn't been processed yet. She let out an irritated sigh as she waved him away.
Let them through.
What? But
Let them through before I throw you into the cell next to hers.
yes, lady. I mean, Miss Steelwind. Steelwind? You're the one who knows she's called Arya Steelwind.
Oh, there we go. Steelwind.
A prosecutor for the nobility who hails from House Steelwind, one of the 4 pillar families in Wyvern She's the daughter of Grand General Lucio Steelwind, leader of the Wyvern military. It's hard to read her motivations, even with the Eye of Horus.
Why?
Yeah.
How is it hard to read someone's motivations if you can read their thoughts? I mean, I know it's like, ooh,
Yeah.
scary rival
rival character, scary intro.
It's all so strong, so difficult to read. It's like spooky.
I mean, I definitely understand giving her this intro. This is a lot better of an intro than.
Yeah, in original she just didn't.
She just
have
kind
it
of.
at all.
I'm pretty sure she just was a. You know, she showed up first in the trial, which is like okay, fine, but you know, she didn't really get a big introduction. It was more a here's a prosecutor.
Yeah.
So I will say having an introduction for the prosecutor before the trial is quite nice.
Especially if they're going to be like the main prosecutor.
I also find it funny
And
that
the main
we're
character.
always in the cell. Because there's the bars, there's the... Is that the cell, actually? Or is that the corridor? Now I'm starting to question it.
Wait, let me look at the floor. Okay, it does. It is outside a little bit. So yeah, we're either in the cell or just outside the cell.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're in the cell, maybe we're not. Oh no, I think we are in the cell, because if I remember, you can examine this and it says, oh, open flames in the defendant's cell. That's not very, you know...
It's not very safe.
That's not safe. I was going to say that's not very sanitary, but fire is very sanitary. What?
She gave me a passing glance.
She gave me a passing glance as if she was silently appraising me. She walked out of the dungeons without another word. She walked out of the dungeons. What the hell just
She
happened to my
walked
voice?
out of the dungeons without no word. No, he's dead already.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wow. Orym grumbled under his breath as he led us to Celeste's cell. He was just doing a little bit of lying to us there. I had to wade through a thickening fog of emotions as we descended further into the dungeons.
Maybe it's more a case of I get fewer opportunities to read her with the Eye of Horus.
Yeah, presumably.
Maybe he means by even with the Eye of Horus, he means even me having the Eye of Horus. Not as in even when I observe her with the Eye of Horus, it's hard to tell what she's saying.
Yeah, I'm assuming he means that. I'm assuming
'Cause,
he means... I'm assuming he means...
Reading someone's thoughts is reading someone's thoughts.
You can read someone's thoughts, but she doesn't let her thoughts be known. What?
Yeah.
But either way, I'm glad all of these prisoners are wearing their hearts on their sleeves. I mean, I don't know how the Eye of Horus particularly works, but I'm guessing
Haven't
these
they
guys...
already? Hasn't he already said that it's when people are stressed out
I think
or
he
like
might.
excitable?
I think he might have already said that.
But either way, that's very, very consistent with people being in prison.
Yeah.
Of course, they'd be stressed out.
Yeah, absolutely. The collective anger and sorrow of the prisoners was choking me. It always hated crowds. Never shut out the storm of thoughts and emotions that came with them. Everyone gets excited in crowds. Woo! Guys,
That's also pretty strange if you consider the fact that outside of this, it doesn't seem that it's involuntary.
Yeah. But...
To an extent, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's more like a sense. Like, you can't help but hear all the time. So, like, and you kind of drown out crowds. But, like, if you suddenly walked into a room, you'd suddenly be hit like, oh my god, there's a crowd of people speaking. You know, and then, you know, after you're in there for a while, you just stop noticing that everyone's speaking. But that moment where you get in is like, it's like, whoa!
Ah! But I tried my best to keep it together. Celeste was going through a lot more than I was.
Oh!
Celeste was curled up on the cold floor, arms wrapped around her knees. I swear in the original, she was just lying on the floor. I swear there was no description in the original other than like she was just lying.
She was lying
out
on the floor.
And all I could think of was she's just starfishing, just center of the room.
Nah, but you know that's a much like
she's curled
it's
up.
a much more evocative, emotional image that's being described there.
When she saw us, she scrambled to her feet.
What are you doing here? We know about what happened to your father.
I'm so sorry, Celeste. I got confused there.
I still can't believe it. Sad, angry, and also kind of shocked. Thanks.
Her response came out hollowly.
You're the Inquisition's prime suspect in the murder, and they're planning to push your case to trial. You'll be brought to court in a few hours. What? No one told me anything!
Manta scoffed in disgust. She was all too familiar with this.
They were planning to convict you before you even realised you were on trial.
Celeste, Mr. Moore is the best defense attorney in Wyvengard. She can help you.
Not just in Rathhome.
Yeah.
In
Wyvengard.
Wyvengard. The whole damn country. I think it makes sense for him to say that, though. Just saying.
Yeah.
You've been supporting your family from your work as a mercenary, is that correct?
Did she just say mercenary?
Celeste's a mercenary.
It's a little unexpected, but who am I to judge?
From your financial history, it appears you can afford my services.
Who am I to judge? You know.
From your financial history?
Yeah, she
Brought
has.
up her bank records.
She got her bank records.
She did the
That's not
full
good.
background check on this girl.
That's scary. Just don't let anyone. Imagine that someone walks into your room and they just pull up your bank details. That's scary.
The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure these people don't have credit cards or digital banking.
I'd assume not. Yeah.
So I'm dying to know how she got the financial history of her receiving and giving physical money.
She just looked at her and went, "You look like you've got
You
money.
look rich enough for me."
I bet we could probably sell those clothes for like. I'll just take your clothes, honestly. If you give me that fit, I'll do it for free.
Oh, how would you even know that?
Give me that
That's
fit.
a good question, Celeste. That's not important. Yes, it is, Ruby.
It kind of is, yeah.
I mean, okay. There's probably some documentation that she can get access to using a runestone. However, these transactions must be being recorded by a person, which kind of tells me that it's done for convenience.
I need your shirt, your boots, and your
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
like literally just that.
I know that was the worst Arnie impression ever, but
I don't know.
God,
Where is
what a
Arnie
legendary
from?
opening.
Isn't it, is he? I can't remember where Arnie's from.
Oh God,
I
I
think
feel like an idiot right now.
I
'cause
actually
can't
don't know.
remember.
I don't think it's Germany. I don't think he's German. I think he might be Dutch. Maybe I'm wrong with that. Somewhere, I think he's from somewhere around there though. I don't know. But yeah, what? We've got the got a cell here. Austria. Oh, well, I was close with Germany, and I went a bit further away with the Netherlands. So, you know.
What matters is that if I'm representing you, your case is as good as won. You don't even know what happened. Then tell me. Great bedside manner, if that's the right way of phrasing it for
Cellside manner.
Cellside manner. Yeah, there we go. Cellside manner. You know, she's selling her services pretty well there. Like that. I mean, what's important here is that if you take me as your defense attorney, we've already won. They are standing in the room of crossing your arms.
No, am I
When
like
you're in
losing
this-
my mind, or what is that? That looks like a black finger coming around the side of her.
No, it's a latch thingy.
What is that?
We'll get a better look when she's the one speaking, because her sprite will be
Yeah.
brighter.
Celeste hesitated. Sorry, I forgot my line. Celeste hesitated, her shoulders tensing at the memory.
I got into an argument with my dad, and I left to clear my head. Yeah, that is
That's
not
like a
that's
latch or something.
Yeah, it's a
What is
thingy.
that? What is that?
That's a good question. We should ask the devs when.
Ask the devs. Devs, what is
Devs,
that?
What's that thing on
What is
Celeste's, like, half cape thingy?
I was gonna say it might be where her sword is, but that
It's
would make no
totally not.
sense.
She draws from the left.
She
We
draws
see
from
it in the
left, yeah.
sprite. She draws on
So
her
I
left.
don't know
hip.
what that is, but I don't know why I'm so intrigued by that thing there, whatever that is.
Tyrion found me a bit after that. I think it was a few hours after I left. When we came back, we saw the knights outside. That's when they arrested me. Celeste, if I'm going to be your attorney, I need to know everything that happened.
God, I love the hair shading though.
Oh yeah, the hair shading's really good.
That's some scary hair shading. Like, look at that.
Yeah. What? Well, it's just good hair
Yeah,
shading.
it's just good hair
saying.
shading. Calm down.
They found your sword inside his body, and there were traces of transmutation magic around the crime scene. There aren't any other registered mages in Corehaven. I need you to tell me the truth. Okay, hold on a second. We need to call BS on that, because that means that Garrick Pierce is unregistered.
I thought he was.
He's the ruling lord of Cornhaven.
Is he not the ruling lord of Cornhaven and surrounding territories? I thought he was the ruling lord of things in that area, so I don't know if he's particularly in Cornhaven, so to speak. If he is just the ruling lord of Cornhaven, then yes, he is a mage who is registered in Cornhaven. But I'm not sure if he counts as in Cornhaven. Like, if he has is he a state outside of Cornhaven? And does he have, like, other territories? Because let's say, like, he's in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And he lives, like...
Yeah, okay, fine.
He lives out in, like, Uxbridge or something.
I'll throw it a pass.
He's not,
I just told you everything that happened. What are you...
My head's full of, like, British town names. For some reason. I don't, like, what's going on
Maybe
there?
it's all that living in Britain.
Surrey? A bit of... I was going to say Northampton, but that's a county, that's not
How the hell do we turn this down without actually, like, turning it down?
What?
It's so loud.
Is it?
For me, at least.
It's not for me. She looked down, confused, before her face tightened into a scowl.
You actually think I did it, didn't you? You think I was the one who killed him?
Wait, Miss Tamora. Before I left the tavern to look for her, I ran into Flintheart. He was still alive. I said Flintheart
Still
again.
stuck a D on his name.
I'm stuck calling him Flintheart.
How much time passed between that and when you found her?
It was probably about 2 hours, but...
Which means there are 2 hours where she wasn't accounted for. We can work around that, but the prosecution will still... No, I didn't do this!
She's telling the truth, Miss Tamora. Celeste would never do something like this.
Cuthbert, you can't just believe every innocent girl who bats her eyes at you.
That is not what this is. It probably is what this is.
Well, did you see that she's innocent? Can you tell me that with certainty?
Celeste was being defensive at the moment, too guarded for me to read anything substantial with the Eye of Horus. So if you're tense but you're not guarded. She's too guarded for me to read anything substantial with the Eye of Horus.
Yeah.
She should just look at her and go, okay, tell me, up front, did you do this, yes or no?
Of
No.
course I didn't.
No,
Of course I didn't.
damn. That gave me nothing. It's just, I mean, it wouldn't work like the Magatama, because,
Yeah.
doing that would just
I
give you...
love the one time he's like, yo, I should probably check. Yo, did you do this? No, I didn't do this. Of course I didn't do this. Haha. Except he didn't.
Yeah, because he was like, no, I literally didn't.
Well, I mean, I didn't actually kill him. I ordered a guy to kill him. But that's not killing a guy, is it?
No. I didn't say that. I said no. No one take that out of context. Like I actually believe that. Didn't see it, but I know that she's innocent.
Look, either way, we need to construct a proper alibi so that I can... No! How can I work with you if you don't even believe me? Do you even understand the situation you're in? I know exactly what's happening.
Ruby's just like, yo, pay me and I'll just Saul Goodman you my way out of this.
I mean, she has been, like...
Pay me and I'll just start filibustering.
She's a little more, like, sus than Tyrion, as regards that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
She's a little less scrupulous. My dad's dead, and whoever killed him is still out there. Don't be naive. You're a commoner. You're lucky I'm even here. There isn't a single attorney other than me who'll defend someone like you. Yeah? Well, what about him?
Is there no, like, state sanction, like, state given...
Absolutely not, according to this. Like,
apparently you just
I
have to
wouldn't be
defend
surprised.
yourself.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, Avant-Garde doesn't seem like the best of places, I don't lie.
Legally, absolutely not.
Nah, seems pretty
Absolutely not legally.
bad. I blinked, confused for a moment, before I realised she was pointing at me. I thought she was just pointing at the camera, personally.
Same thing.
What?
Pointing at the camera, pointing at Tyrion, same thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, his eyes are cameras.
What?
What? Like, narratively speaking.
Yes. Narratively speaking, Tyrion's eyes are cameras.
I mean, do I
You're
lie?
also a defense attorney, right?
I am, but...
I just realised something.
What?
Ruby's occupation is down as attorney.
Yeah?
Tyrion's is down as defense attorney.
Oh!
Isn't that crazy?
Oh!
Like, why the inconsistency? Did she also prosecute sometimes?
Maybe she just prosecutes occasionally.
I prosecute when I feel like it.
She's been on both sides of the courtroom.
He's just a kid, McCoy. He's never even defended a case before. I don't care. At least he doesn't think I'm a murderer.
Celeste, hold on.
So you can take your attitude and leave. I don't need your help. Fine, have it your way. But when you're staring down the gallows and begging me to appeal your conviction, I'll be charging you triple my rate.
Staring down the gallows. Wait, I'm going to appeal that.
Ruby really does play hardball, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
Like,
Fine, but when you're about to die, I'll be charging you triple.
yeah, it'll cost you triple to get you off the gallows.
I find it hilarious that she's that confident, though, that she's like, yeah, no, I could totally get you off. Like, even once they get you on the gallows, I'll just be like, no, I'm appealing this. Like, what? Huh? Before I could understand what was going on, Miss Tamora turned away and stormed out. She reached the door, she looked back at me expectantly. I froze. I knew I wasn't in any position to handle a case like this. That said, I also knew I couldn't leave her to face this alone. I meant to let out a quiet sigh before quietly exiting the dungeons. Quietly.
Quiet side for quietly entering the dungeons quietly.
Very quiet.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in the middle of that.
I can go talk to her. I'm sure she'll come back and take your case.
No, I meant what I said. I don't want her help.
Celeste, this is serious. Your conviction might as well be a foregone conclusion to the courts. Without Miss Tamora,
It'll be fine. I know I just pulled you into this without asking. If you want to walk away, I'll understand. I'll figure something out.
She tugged a few times at the cell door separating us. Could have sworn I saw the metal bars bending. She's just gonna bust out the door.
I'll just bust out. Run off.
Run off, boom.
No problem.
I mean, she has already... I mean, we're lucky that the courts don't bring up her, like, sword or anything, because I swear it is illegal to leave Wyvern.
She could have had it imported.
Yeah, but she didn't, so, you know, we're lucky the courts didn't pick up on that, though. You know?
Well, I mean, yeah, but
they'd
like...
need a whole new trial for that. Going, oh, well, hang on, look. She's been outside the country.
Does it enforce that she can go... does it enforce that people can't leave, or does it enforce that people can't come in as well? Because if people can't come in as well, then anything imported should be illegal. But we see actual, like, nobles just free and easily just being like, oh, I got this imported.
Yeah, I think it's leaving.
I think so you can't...
Citizens can't leave.
They never do that, then. There'd be no point in saying, hey, did you leave the country because you have this thing from outside the country? No, I had it imported, boom.
Yeah, I suppose
There's
so.
no way you'd be able to prove that they actually left the country just by having something that was from outside the country.
I suppose
Unless
so,
you could
she
check their
actually
financial
did.
history.
Yeah, she does have her financial history, so... Where did you buy this? There was a vendor in town.
That would make, like... Surely that means that there's like, a border town-ish kind of thing that's kind of... Or at least one that's... Or at least a town that's in the outskirts. There's like a trading hub or an import hub.
I mean, it just kind of sounds like foreigners are allowed to come in whenever they want, and people who live in here aren't allowed out.
Like North Korea?
Yeah, like North Korea.
Like North Korea.
So, yeah, there you go. Wow. I exhaled slowly. I knew I wasn't ready for this. Can't stand by and do nothing. I'll take your case if you'll have me.
Really?
There's one thing I need you to tell me. The Arcane Inquisition was called to the scene. I had no idea how they even knew magic had been used, but their presence could only mean one thing.
That is a shame.
What?
I had no idea how they could have known that magic was used.
That is quite...
How
yeah,
has Ruby not
yeah.
told him about their use of divination and
Yeah, but he's just...
Revelio or whatever it is?
He's just...
Inspect Eye or some shit. And we
Accio.
know that... Accio microphone.
I thought you were actually going to punch the microphone there.
Why would I punch the microphone?
I don't know, you usually, like, massage the microphone.
I don't That sounds so weird. Why would you phrase it like that?
Well, I mean, because you like, go up to it and start...
I scrape my finger across the thingy, the like, microphone part of it, so that I can see if that's the microphone that it's picking up.
You could just go like, ah, into the mic.
Well, because then I'm not sure if it's this microphone or that one.
Oh, I see, okay.
So if I do this, well, that wouldn't be picking it up, yeah?
I see what you mean.
So
okay.
this is definitely the one that's, like, in use. Because it doesn't tell me shit, so I have to work it out.
Okay, fair enough. Well, at least Ruby also doesn't tell Tyrion shit.
Yeah, Ruby doesn't tell Tyrion shit. Ruby didn't tell him how they find out. And he's been to crime scenes before. He said it.
That's true.
So I'm not sure how it never came up. Or how the magic on the floor never came up. Because
Yep.
it is just visible to the naked eye after they've used it.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware.
No, I think they've used divination. And then used the crime scene photo.
Oh, right. Still, she should have told him that.
Yeah. Wait, I just know that Celeste has this occupation. That's my entire
Where's your
evidence list.
runestone? I thought you had it.
No, not got it yet.
No attorney's badge yet.
Why is Flynn Hart like more zoomed in? Is that just me?
Maybe it's not the end of the world though.
Yeah, I just find it funny. It's like you've got a zoom in here. Boom, boom. Just constantly changing.
So what's her name has evocation as her arcane art, and already so this person has transmutation, and by this person I mean Celeste. So Celeste has transmutation, Arya has evocation, and I'm already wondering, what's the list of arcane arts?
Yeah, I think it would be nice to know the list of arcane arts. Yeah, I agree. Evocation, illusion, other ones, can't remember. But yeah,
Transmutation, evocation. We've got like necromancy,
divination.
Divination. So that's 5. And there could be more. I don't know yet.
I don't know. Are you a mage?
Yeah, I am.
It's just me on an MMA trying to find one.
Are you a mage?
Are you a mage? When that villager confronted me before, I called her a bastard.
No. He called her a bastard.
Oops, sorry.
Oh no!
That was a big oops.
Freudian slip.
I
Oh.
called her a bastard. No. When that villager confronted me before, he called her a bastard. It made a lot more sense now.
It does make a lot more sense like that.
It does make a lot more sense like that. Do you have noble blood? That's a Legacy of Kain reference.
I can reward you well, for I am of noble blood. What does that have to do with anything?
The ability to use magic is hereditary. Almost every mage descends from the nobility in some way. I think I honestly think don't use the softener if you're going to say it is hereditary. He said it with such chest of it's hereditary, and then we say almost every mage descends from the who are the other? We know there's the 7 archmages in the king, so that's if the king also has magic. Say he has 8 families, the 7 archmages, and then we have the king as well. So we have the royal family and then 7 noble houses, and then they presumably went and got along with all the other noble houses until loads of the noble houses just had access to magic because they were related in some way to the 7 archmages. Fine. But there's no need to use a softener here of almost every mage descends from nobility. If we're going to say with such chest, magic is hereditary, then just say every mage descends from the nobility in some way. Because you've already softened it with in some way. You're not saying directly from the nobility. You're saying they descend. Ooh, that was weird. They descend from the nobility in some way. This just makes it really weird. Of the ability to use magic is hereditary. Almost every mage descends.
Because having in some way means that even if your parents were commoners and your grandparents were commoners and your great grandparents were commoners and your great great grandparents were commoners, at some point there's going to have been a great 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 grandparent who absolutely was a mage.
Yeah, and making it having this almost every mage descend from nobility.
That is in some way.
Really does make it sound like you had the king, the 7 archmages, and then some other people just randomly got blessed too by the scaled lord. He just went, oh, you, also you, Tony, you make good sandwiches. Here's a bit of magic for you. If you have birth parents in nobility, we might be able to use their influence to our advantage.
I don't need anyone else's help. I'm a McCoy. That's all I need to know about myself.
Seemed best not to push the matter further then. Even so, that's probably why they arrested you.
I will say I will say at this point, we are going to have to note down Celeste as being unhelpfully stubborn.
Yeah, she is very unhelpfully stubborn.
I think it bears mentioning that she's going to
die.
She's going to die, possibly as early as tomorrow, if we don't do something about this. And you know, she was like, "No, Ruby, screw you. You think I did it?" Which, by the way, she never said that.
Yep.
She never actually said that she believes she did it. She said, "Oh, you got to be honest with me about everything that happened. His sword was your sword was in his body. There was transmutation magic there, and no one else is a registered mage there. So you got to be honest with me about absolutely everything." Which, you know, seems fair, because as regards the transmutation magic, could have been someone else. As regards her sword, she never said, "I left my sword there" in the first place.
Yep.
She never actually said, "I left my sword there." So it's like, okay, did you if you brought your sword with you outside when Tyrion was looking for you, that looks really bad for you.
Yeah.
Because your sword has to have gone back at some point.
Yeah, no, that's a very valid thing to say. Of like, did Tyrion see her swords on her when he found her? I mean, obviously not.
Yeah.
He didn't even think to mention that for some reason. He didn't say, "Oh, she didn't have her sword."
She didn't have a sword with her when I found her. Well,
she's not hiding that. That thing's a claymore. I mean, look, Jesus, it's massive. I mean, I can't give you the evidence for it, but trust me, it's massive.
Yeah, we'll have evidence for it at some point.
We'll see it stabbed through his chest again. Go to last episode and look at the chest stabbing, and you'll go, "Wow, that's a big sword." Mr. Mora mentioned it earlier. A town of farmers like Cornhaven wouldn't have any other registered mages. It's a good thing you registered with the kingdom. Would have just added one extra charge if you hadn't. They found traces of magic at the crime scene. We had no choice but to suspect you. Did she go to the registry office? I mean, I'm assuming she must have done it with her mother, but like, she just goes to the registry office.
She could have done it solo for all we know.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I don't think it's the kind of... given that it's actually literally illegal to be a mage and not be registered, then it strikes me as like they wouldn't make you pay for it. Yeah. Because then if you said, "Oh, sorry, I haven't got the cash," they'd have to be like, "Oh shit, well, I guess we're arresting you then."
Yeah. I'm guessing they just. I'm guessing that Flynn Hart just. He doesn't seem to care where she goes. I mean, she just walked in randomly.
Yeah.
So she could definitely get away with just running off and going to the registry office.
Excuse me. I want to say though, well-billing wise, I absolutely love the fact that Wyvern criminalizes non-registered mages. I think that makes loads of sense from a societal standpoint.
Absolutely.
Like, it would be absolutely terrible if it would be very hard to live knowing that someone could just magic a sword into your chest at any given point in time.
Yeah, I mean,
so having there at least be a registry makes it a lot safer, because then, you know, people can't just do that and get away with it.
Yeah, even in a country with very, very lax gun laws, America, you still have to be registered.
Yeah.
You still have to be registered to some extent to have a firearm on them.
But like, magic is harder than just... Like, okay, for a gun, if you take a gun away from a gun owner, they no longer have a gun.
But
you can't take the magic off of a mage. They will just be able to cast that for the rest of their lives, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. So like, from that standpoint, you gotta be like careful about it. You gotta make sure no one's, because we saw it happen, didn't we? Garrett Pierce used a spell to kill Flintheart.
Yeah.
He is capable of killing someone like that.
Yeah.
Whenever.
Yeah. He could do that on a street.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much help I'll really be.
No, Tyrion, bad.
Bad bedside manner. Bad cell-side manner. Grrr. Mr. Mora said it herself. I've never defended a client before.
No, Tyrion, bad. Is everything really going to be okay? You look what's happened, you fool.
Why would I say something like that?
Yeah, why would you say something like that?
A defense attorney should be putting their clients at ease. But no matter what, I'll get you an acquittal. Doesn't matter who stands in my way, man, king, or god.
What?
Sorry, I used to say that a lot as a kid.
No, it's okay.
At least it made her laugh.
It is kind of goofy.
It is very goofy. Anyways, oh, there's another shot for someone.
Oh,
Take some time to rest up.
slept that shot.
The trial will begin in a few hours. Couldn't imagine what she was going through. She'd
I
not
should
only
add a
lost-
shots counter. No, I shouldn't add
You
a shots
shouldn't
counter.
add a shots counter. What are you going to do?
I'll
You
just
make
put-
everyone alcoholics. She'd not only lost her father, but she was also being framed for his murder. This is exactly why I became an attorney. I literally nearly did say an ace attorney.
Oh my goodness
To
me.
defend people exactly like her. Stories like hers were far too common, but this time I had the power to change it. She was putting her trust in me. I'd make sure that she wouldn't regret that.
Because that's the thing, it doesn't...
Oh wow.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Wait, can you hear that? No, what?
When it faded to black, it went da 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 da.
Yeah, that. I don't know.
Or maybe it was this part
Yeah,
of the
I
song.
feel like
I don't know.
I'm
now
so
I'm
confused
tweaking.
now.
Anyway, I wanted to say that opening made loads more sense, and I mean loads more sense than in the original.
Yep.
In the original, it literally goes like, oh, Tyrion, you're going to defend her, right? Here's a runestone, and also, good luck, have fun. He just randomly goes like, I'll defend you, Celeste, and then
Yeah.
she's like, okay, and then Ruby's like, yeah, sure,
All
why
right,
not? She's just like okay with it. This makes it a little more like why isn't Ruby helping at all? Well, she's been directly driven away by Celeste, so that's why she's not helping at all.
Very nice wood carving on the left. Still hadn't sunk in yet. I'm standing in a real courtroom. No, I think it's definitely sunk in. Look at your face, mate. The spaghetti's come right out of that pocket. I'd only ever acted as Mr. Moore's assistant. Now I was front and centre at the defence table.
Ruby Tamora game when?
Yep.
You just turn around and there's Tyrion there. I'm telling you, man, Mia Fey game with Phoenix Wright assistant would go so hard. We could have Lana Skye as the prosecutor. It would be incredible.
I guess so.
We know they have history.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
In 1-5, she's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be Mia," or
Mia's
like,
dead.
or like Emma's like, "Oh, are you Mia Fey?" I I need Mia Fey to help defend my sister, and
Mia
then
Fey's
she's
dead.
like, "Oh, Mia Fey. Oh, that's a shame. Damn, she was really good at being a defense attorney."
Yeah.
And then she does the call forward of like,
Well, I think it's a damn shame.
3 years. I think in 3 years you'll be her equal.
Huh.
Because of course, Phoenix Wright 3 and everything.
Imagine if someone said in 3 years you'll be your mentor's equal. I'd be like, oi, look at that. Ooh.
Well, I mean, it's like the weird thing was Mia's so young in that game.
Yeah, very, very young.
She's like 28 or something.
Yeah.
And like, if we go by the game's own canon of like when you do the flashback case, right?
Yeah.
3-1.
Mhm.
And it's like 5 years ago. Okay, so 5 years ago was then, but Phoenix became a defense attorney like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. So like, she got this good in that time span, like 3 years.
Real and valid.
Which I suppose mirrors Phoenix's in a way, but like, it's just like, holy moly, that was quick. She got good, actually.
Guess it would be nice to see her do that. But, yeah.
We could have a whole prequel trilogy.
I don't know if we'd go that far because then wouldn't that be a bit weird? Because there'd be a whole 3 games that happened and then Phoenix Wright 1 happens.
I guess so. I still think it'd be cool.
Because we all know that
At least
by,
one game,
We all know.
come on.
We all know that by the 3rd game, Mia would have like successfully,
taken down
the
2 or
president.
3 international crime rings,
She would have taken down like the president of the United States of Japanifornia.
and then some schmo just comes into her office and bonks her on the head
Yeah.
with a statue. Like, really?
Really? Like she's not gonna just really? Red White
Phoenix
just
Wright
went.
1 is so good, man. Phoenix Wright 1 is so good.
Took her out with this mic stand.
Anyway, are you okay?
Yes, of course. Maybe if I kept saying that, it would end up being true.
Actually, very amusing line.
The woman from the dungeons was also here. She must have been the prosecutor for Celeste's trial. Look at that pattern. I don't know why this pattern makes me... What? What?
She must have been the prosecutor. The tenses are confusing me here.
That woman from the dungeons was also here. She must have... Oh, she must be the prosecutor for Celeste's trial. Yeah, no, she must have been.
It hasn't happened yet. I mean, you could say she must have been selected to be the prosecutor.
Yeah. I think she must have been the prosecutor
She must have been made the prosecutor.
It's confusing it for saying she must have been the prosecutor. As in, oh, she must have been the prosecutor. Like, he heard of a prosecutor, and oh, she must have been the prosecutor I'd heard about. Well, you haven't heard about a prosecutor, so this is more like... You heard about... You were talking with her first before you knew she was a prosecutor, so you should say, she must be the prosecutor for this case, rather than... She must have been the prosecutor they were talking about, you know?
Yeah.
But seriously, the squares on her are making me so confused. I don't know what.
Why? What's wrong? It's just fishnets.
It does something to my eyes. This. I'm just like,
You think she's like chromed up or something? Those are indentations.
No, it's
on
like
the skin.
It looks like Oh, I know why it makes me hungry. It's like when you get one of those toast pressers. Oh, I can't remember what they're called.
Waffle.
Yeah,
irons.
a waffle iron. That's it.
You think
It looks like
her
a
arms
waffle
look
iron.
like waffles?
Yeah, it makes me really
Okay.
hungry for waffles. Oh, no wonder she was able to order around the commander like that.
With her waffle arms.
With her waffle arms. Feel her piercing glare burrowing into me. If you're not careful, I'll be burrowing into her arms like a regenerator from Resident Evil 4. I really want that waffle. Oh god, I'm getting absolutely famished now. Why was she looking at me like that? Was she trying to intimidate me?
She's trying to scare you away from eating her waffle arms.
Because it was definitely working.
Thank God for that. Holy moly!
Do you think I can try the voice?
What voice?
Oh no! Do you think? I don't know. Can I get?
God is now in
session. Oh, I can do it. I can do it. I'm gonna try it.
No!
I'm gonna do it.
Just do the normal judge voice that you were gonna do before. Like,
Fine.
I mean, you could try it if you want, but like that's gonna be inconsistent with the fact that objection. Like, not having the
That's
accent.
valid. Fine.
The accents are different.
Wait,
anyway,
let me try this line though with it, just to see if I can do it. God is now. Actually, nah, hang on, it messes my voice up.
Oh dearie, dearie me.
Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honour.
Oh, defense is also ready, Your Honour. Very well. Prosecutor Steelwind, could you please list the charges?
I do think he's tweaking just a little bit too hard, considering he's explicitly mentioned that he's
been in a court.
He's been in the courtroom before. He's seen Ruby do it at least a few times.
Yeah.
I think maybe he's tweaking a little bit hard, but you know.
Yeah, his game face is he doesn't have a poker face.
He doesn't have a poker face at all. Yeah.
Like he is scared and he's showing he's scared. He's not even remotely like, oh, deep down I'm a little bit nervous.
Although fair play, he doesn't have Ruby with him. He doesn't have Ruby with him.
Yeah.
And Phoenix did in Phoenix Wright 1.
That's true.
And so did Apollo in 4.
Oh yeah.
He had Kristoff with him on his first trial.
Wow.
And whilst and as for Athena, her first trial's what, like case 3 or something? And she doesn't have Phoenix with her, but she has Apollo with her.
Do you think that
And that's like
do you think that an attorney's ever gone to their client and gone, "Don't sing at the stand"? Like after that, you know what I mean?
do you think do you think his lawyer was like, yo, just sing like a canary, honestly.
Yeah, just sing like a canary.
Sing like a canary.
And he was like, "All right, I'll do it."
I'm sorry.
To the victim, I'm sorry. Like, what are you doing?
And then you hear and you think, oh, what is it? What is it that he did? And then you hear the the sentencing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, forced kidnapping.
Yeah, wow.
Unlawful imprisonment
Yeah,
and battery. Oh no.
Forced kidnapping is
Sorry.
supposed to, legally allowed
I
kidnapping.
forgot the term. Sorry, I meant unlawful.
Come on, we're
imprisonment.
we're in a courtroom right now. Lock in.
Damn it. Yeah, you're right. My bad. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary by trade and a registered mage. She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts. The crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that was shut down years ago. Those who lived nearby reported hearing a loud argument coming from within the building around 1 a.m. At 1:08 a.m., a carriage driver entered the tavern to investigate the disturbance. It was there that he found the victim, the defendant's sword impaled within his body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and documentation for the sword.
Autopsy report.
I gotta say, I don't get the McCoy Tavern being shut down.
Kind of, yeah. I don't know.
What does it mean? Because they live there, and it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like they're squatting there.
Yeah.
Celeste even has a key to her room there.
It's as I've said. They have a residential land
Oh.
grant, but they don't have a commercial land grant for the building.
There's Celeste's sword, an
There it is,
absolutely
massive.
insane,
It's-
bonkers.
Whoa.
Like, you're gonna be using that in Final Fantasy.
I could see it. What was the defendant's relationship with the victim? I see that they at least share the same last name.
The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown.
I see. What an unfortunate turn of events.
To begin, the prosecution would like to call Orem White to the stand. Commander Orem White to the stand.
Oh, let's go.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Witness, name and occupation.
Name's Aaron Wright. I'm the commander of the Arcane Inquisition.
I just want to mention how strange that is.
Yeah, I don't know why
From
he
what
just
we know
looked
about
over.
Orem.
Just looked over at her. Like, he just Gen Z stared at her. He just dun dun.
The weird thing is, like, the opening scene with these two, the first scene that these two were both in, made it clear who's the boss and who's the employee.
Yep. He
Like-
was pretty obviously afraid of her, you might even
Yeah.
say. And then he just kind of looks at her like, wait, what was I supposed to say? Like, he got confused.
Moreover,
He's looking at the waffle iron. He's hungry.
we are never going to get over this, are we?
No.
But moreover, he's not. Oh, what's the word? What was I even going for? Oh yeah, he's Commander Orem White is the commander of the Inquisition. He probably has come to court quite a few times.
Yeah.
Well, why is he like
I
yawning?
I don't
on
know.
the
He's
stand?
just... he's 64. Age is getting to him. He's just like...
Damn.
He's,
Damn.
once he gets out of this trial, he's just going to wander off like, Grandpa when you open the door to the care home. Dun, 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 dun. It's just that Skyrim time lapse.
That's Oblivion.
Well, yeah, no, but it was a Skyrim video.
Oh,
Isn't that weird? Isn't that concerning?
that's
Like,
concerning.
I don't know. That's strange.
Yeah.
Dude breathes out of his ears.
He just said, yeah, I don't care.
Got a call late at night. Someone found a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flinhard McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still in his chest. We had a bunch of witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a large
Lord.
argument before the body was called in. The argument must have turned ugly because the defendant killed the old man using a magic sword.
Ooh, what
Evidence,
is the
please.
graphs?
Evidence, please.
Yeah.
Donde Esther.
What?
Refresh my memory, but don't we get the runestone after this trial segment?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Vossis das.
Vossis das.
Vossis das.
I don't know. This is
I kind of assumed that it was projected by the runestone. They certainly seem to semi-imply that. earlier, but I guess now we must conclude that it's just in the desk. Like, it's a thing that's in the desk that's being used.
It's a height graph.
Yep, there's a height graph of characters. You see that one that's half the size of that other one? That one's Arya, and that one's Orym.
Ah, yeah. There's me. That's me right there. It was possible that the murderer used it to frame her. It must have meant the crime was premeditated.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
Something I just realised out of nowhere.
What?
It's only Phoenix and it's only Phoenix in the original trilogy. It's only Phoenix and Edgeworth that even have the paper animation.
Yep.
Of holding up a piece of paper
Well,
while
they're the
describing
only
evidence.
prosecutor and defence attorney.
Okay, Franziska. Okay, Godo. Okay.
Oh, in the original trilogy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, Von Karma.
Von Karma, even in the original game, yeah.
Okay, Payne.
Oh, wow, yeah. Payne, Von Karma. Wow. Yeah, you're right. No one.
And then even if we go into 456, the Apollo Justice trilogy, it's just Apollo who's been added. Even
Clavia.
Technically, I guess if you want to say Athena has that one where she brings up the thing that looks like that, I guess that kind of counts. But none of the prosecutors do.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Mr.
Isn't
Cuthbert.
that concerning?
That is concerning. Yeah.
Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
Mr. Cuthbert, stop Gen Z staring me.
Mr. Cuthbert, stop Gen Z staring me.
Where was I supposed to start again? I needed to prove that Celeste was innocent, but they found the sword in her body. Wait, they found her sword in the body. Ugh.
Tyrion, this is the part where you say something, right?
The longer I stood there, the more I noticed everyone staring at me. I could feel the case cracking. Each moment of silence was another blow to my credibility.
I wanted to face Ruby Tamora today, not her bumbling sidekick. Your Honour, the defence clearly has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence.
Yeah, this whole thing's pretty open and shut.
No, wait!
I'm so sorry, Tyrion. I didn't do enough for Frey. No, she's
36.
is
10
that
years
10
ago.
years ago?
Yep.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
That is consistent. Mr. Moore, does this mean they're going to execute her? 10.
It was pretty classy, I'm not gonna lie.
What?
The sudden young Tyrion voice.
Yeah, no, I actually panicked and did that. I didn't intentionally do that. No, not again. Was I seriously going to watch that happen again?
Tyrion!
Slap! A palm cracked across my face. Stumbled back and almost fell over. And the bailiff was like, "Oh, she got assault! It's battery!"
Order!
Order!
Mr.
McCoy,
if you do that again, you'll be held in contempt of court.
She had every right to be angry, but that wasn't what I saw on her face. I'm sorry, Celeste.
Stop. Just listen to me.
Good thing she's guarded, or the I-Force would pick up. This guy's an absolute pillock.
This guy's gonna get me killed. You trained for this, right? You know what to do.
I've never done this before.
Shit.
She cursed under her breath. She searched her mind for an answer.
Then just treat it like something you have done before. I don't know, you're good at chess, right? Just treat this whole thing like you're playing chess.
What?
I don't know. Yesterday you were calm and you were focused, so just channel that feeling. Look at the pieces on the board or something like that.
He made a lot of statements. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth, they were all just pieces on a board. That wasn't one from the first move. It came from developing the pieces I had and taking every advantage that presented itself. Apologise, Your Honour, the defence is ready to begin with the cross-examination. Or if you're fighting Celeste in chess, then it comes from the second move.
Huh.
What?
I just realised.
Huh?
Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. I do believe I've seen you before, Mr. Cuthbert. Oh, aren't you Tyrion Cuthbert, the Grand Master of Wyvern.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, the Grandmaster of Wyvern chess. Wow, there you go.
He's the best chess player in Wyvern. He's
Judge, do you not watch chess?
Do you not watch any chess?
You're not classy, like, oh, you're not
I
classy.
literally have a match with the Duke of Finance next month, and you don't like the Duke of Finance.
Everyone in the jury's just like, is that Charles Magnus?
Oh my god, you're not going to let me live that down either, are you?
No.
Whoa, is that the Grandmaster? Like, isn't that the best chess
I'm
player
pretty
in
sure that's the
Wyvern?
best chess player.
Why is he a defense attorney?
He's never lost a match.
Why is he doing a defense attorney? Why is he fumbling the defense attorney thing?
Maybe he just wanted to,
I can't believe he's getting no cred for being a celebrity right now. And come on, there's no way he isn't a celebrity.
People
High-ranking politicians are playing against this guy. He's a celebrity.
Yeah, he is a celebrity, yeah. That's true. How doesn't he actually know Arya personally? Does she not play chess or anything?
Oh my god, you're right! Because the Duke of Finance, that's one of the Pillar families.
Yep, that's one of the
That's
Pillar
actually
families.
literally one of the Pillar families. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, if he comes in and we see this guy and Tyrion's like, who's this dude? It's going to be like, oh, bullshit!
You literally were about to fight him like 2 months ago.
Actually, unless if there's any like big time skips like in Phoenix Wright between cases, then he'd have to know him, unless it was called off.
Seeing as this is your... And he hasn't met any of their kids or anything either. Is all I mean. Like, imagine he played... Okay, maybe he hasn't played Lucio Steelwind because that guy probably doesn't enjoy chess. He probably enjoys, like, baby-killing competitions. But, I can't believe Arya doesn't do anything with chess because he doesn't go, Arya? Is that you? What are you doing here? I swear I'm pretty sure I signed your cane. Like, last month I signed your cane? It's like, shut up.
Oh my god, it's Tyrion Cuthbert. Mr. Cuthbert, would you sign my chessboard, please?
No, yes, of course.
Who shall I make this out to? Anything for a fan.
The judge is just out here like, I swear that's Tyrion Cuthbert. Seeing as this is your first trial, Mr. Cuthbert, I'll overlook it this one time, also because you're kind of a gangster with that chessboard.
There we go. Thank God that actually worked. Shouldn't that be the Scaled Lord?
Why is she's so atheistic? I don't know, maybe going outside the country changed her.
Yeah.
She's exposed to other religions.
She doesn't follow Scaled Lordism. Which, that's monotheistic, isn't it?
Like, it sounds like it. Yeah, they only ever say Scaled Lord and all that. So, is this...
I mean, are the 7 archmages, like, revered as, like, demigods at least, or something? Or angels?
I don't think we ever hear of that sort of thing, so I'd assume not.
Huh, funny.
I mean, they sound like they say, monotheism, like God, Scaled Lord, and that sort of thing. So, I don't know, is this unintentional, or is Celeste actually, like, she's an atheist, or is she, like, did she go to the Eastern Kingdoms and go, no, these gods, actually, hold on.
It just strikes me as one of those, it's a fantasy setting, so they have polytheism.
Yeah,
so...
I feel like that's a goldism. I gave you 2 gold pieces.
Yeah. Which is strange because, like you say, we've already seen that they have a more thought out, specified religion in this setting.
Yeah,
so it feels like just a slip, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. If it turns out that Celeste is actually like
she doesn't follow
the church or anything, then I will go back and say, oh, fair enough.
Yeah,
I think it should probably be a little bit more stated, since it is the only religion, and presumably blasphemy. Judging by how like totalitarian this is, I'd assume blasphemy would be a really bad thing. So being a blasphemer would probably be bad news. In other words, I just mean, like, if she says it out in the open, Tyrion should probably be like, "Hey, comment with that, comment with the anti-religious talk there, Celeste. We don't, don't need that." Or not to mention the fact that Tyrion probably believes in the Scaled Lord himself. I needed to carefully examine every statement he made, line by line. Key to every cross-examination was identifying which statement contradicted the evidence in my notes! Jump scare. Once I did... Why did he shake there? Like, he actually did... Like, he did shout that one.
Present!
And he presents the contradicting evidence. Little jingle. Little speed lines. Little Miriam Frager.
Who?
Little Miriam Frager.
It was 5 years ago, but I remember it well. You started cross-examining a witness. The key to it's cross-examining. No! Use the arrows! Present! The item that contradicted!
That's not even arrows! That's
Sorry,
like,
my bad.
That looks like...
Use the arrow!
It looks like lowercase arrows.
Yeah, I guess I have to agree.
Get out of here, Miriam Frager. You're not him.
You're not going to be here for another case.
What time did you get this call? And who discovered the body?
Call came in at 1:08 a.m.
Hold on. I completely forgot to mention something I was going to earlier. Didn't she say that the call that they discovered the body at 1:08 a.m. and then he died at 1:12 a.m.?
Did they?
I swear she said he like I swear Arya
Look at the autopsy.
died at
Oh my god!
1:12. The call came in at 1:08 a.m. and the witness wanted to remain incognito. So he'd found the body, or not the body, the living person
Who's
at
like
1:08.
Oh, I've been stabbed. Oh.
And don't get me wrong, people
I'm
can go
bleeding
unconscious. People can go unconscious and later die.
Yeah.
Like they can go unconscious and like they hit their head or something and they're still alive, but they're like bleeding out internally and shit, and then they die. But that is a big sword to go through. That's a big sword to go through a man's chest. Usually we have this thing that we call instantaneous death.
Yeah, that's 3 minutes.
And that's 3 minutes. That's not 3 minutes. If he found the
that's
body
4
at
minutes.
1:08, he would actually, legally by modern standards, not have died instantly from a stab wound to the chest like that. Bro was practically bisected and he lived for 4 minutes. Isn't that concerning? I mean, I just mean, is that, why have that time discrepancy? Shouldn't that be the other way round? Or even if the Arcane Inquisition were, hot-footing it there, like they practically, they did the regular show thing of like, building blows up, building blows up, police come out. We came as soon as we heard the explosion. You guys got here fast. Of course we did, with the police. Like, unless it's that, and this should say, pronounced dead at 1:12 a.m. If it's pronounced dead, then fine. They took 4 minutes to get there. They're
Which
very
is honestly
efficient.
insane.
Like they're very efficient. I know they can teleport, but like, what can they teleport that quick?
No, they can't teleport because they have to set up port crystals.
Like they had also they had a call come in. So I don't know.
Like, as we're about to see, it's suspiciously similar to Dragon's Dogma.
What a port crystal?
Like-
yeah.
I'm not saying suspiciously in any way, shape, or form, but
We're not accusing you of anything, Devs.
not accusing you of anything, Devs. Not accusing you of anything.
This guy's just addicted to Dragon's
I'm not
Dogma.
addicted to Dragon's Dogma. It's just an easy way to explain how. Okay, I totally am, but it's an easy way to explain how it works. So like the rune stone is basically a fairy stone,
Yeah.
and then they set up specific locations that you can teleport to. So that's your port crystal. So it's not like they could teleport there because they haven't set the port crystal down to teleport with.
Yeah.
Because they don't know it's a crime scene yet.
I like you want to press him on this statement he just made of like, again, 1:08, and also the call. What is the call? How did he call you on cell phone? Can a runestone do that? Why does he have a runestone? We know that the runestones are only for the nobility and for like the attorneys and stuff.
We do have in case 2 someone using artificiary, an emergency thingy device.
Is that
So
what
that
you used?
could be something like that.
Kind
Not
of-
necessarily like a thing that lets you talk or anything, but like
Yeah, if there's
you press this button and then an alarm goes off.
if there's
in
like
there
a
that connects to
if there's like a no murder button that people have, like a little distress signal thing that people can do, then yeah, fine. I kind of like to know that first. I think the most glaring thing is 108 and 108 and he died later. I'd assume in an autopsy it should be he died first and then the call came in. Like, give it a 2-minute discrepancy. Maybe he died at 106 and then the call came in 108. Because if he died 106, then let's say you get there 107. You get there 107, and then you spend a minute or so trying to do something, because, you know, again, most people's reaction to a dead body is usually either first, panic, or second, number 1 would be panic, number 2 is probably freeze, and number 3, I think a lot of people would grab at the body in an attempt to try and save them, or just look at the wound or anything, because people don't generally go, they're definitely dead.
That person's definitely dead.
You usually see a body and go, hey,
I mean, you might freak out.
You might
Especially
freak out.
if it was dark or something.
And judging by the guy, this guy having been impaled, maybe you'll just be like, yeah, he's definitely dead. There's nothing I can do for him.
Like,
And-
you wouldn't go up to a body that was missing its flipping head and go like, oh no, are you okay?
I'd assume that that this time you'd probably say, okay, I'm just gonna call in because there's no way that guy's alive.
Yeah.
But apparently he was alive for 4 minutes after you called. But I should have gone up to him and been like,
There was a chance.
Hey, you good?
Now, of course, we know that call came from Garrett Pierce, the actual murderer, but you know.
Which actually, come to think of it, this is another thing. If he died later, then he must have been. He can't have been alive for more than, well, honestly, more than 4 minutes.
Well, yeah.
I mean, realistically, I think he should have died instantly. That sword should have exploded his heart like a little Pepsi can. A Pepsi can versus like a 50 cal. I mean, it's just, that's gone clean through him. So, even if he survived for 4 minutes, he has to have survived for longer than that because the attack has to have happened and the assailant has to have left. I mean, you can't see a murder happen and then go like, oh, interesting. I mean, it sounds like, yeah, he saw the murder happen and everything. He has said that, yeah, well, the murder happened in front of him, but damn! 4 minutes? Wow.
Wasn't unusual for a witness to request anonymity. It was well within their rights. It would have been a lot easier if I could cross-examine that witness directly.
What happened when you arrived, Commander?
How are you so sure that the sword is my client's? The sword is made out of some weird alloy. It was forged out of the country or something. It'd be hard to mistake something like that.
We also have several eyewitnesses who verified that the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off.
Including this guy, he can verify that as well.
Even so, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him. Yeah, well...
How did they know it was my client? How did they know that it was my client who was arguing with the victim?
You were there, weren't you? Don't tell me you didn't hear them. Every witness we talked to knew it was them.
Can't really argue with them there. Celeste and Flint Hunt had very distinct voices, especially when they were raised.
Like that.
You sound like Inklings. I was there.
I think when you try to make the Inkling sound, you end up sounding like an Animal Crossing villager as well.
Yeah. Isabel's getting a little heated down there.
I think you know like people should really make more videos of their like cats, but like sped up,
and try and make it.
And then overlay some Animal Crossing like sounds over it.
Yeah.
I think that'd do numbers.
That would do numbers.
I think that'd do numbers on YouTube Shorts.
Secret numbers.
Don't forget who gave you the tip when you become a Shorts, a YouTube Shorts overlord.
You'd need so many views for that. I swear YouTube Shorts don't give you like any money.
Do they not?
No, they give you like it's like, isn't it like 10,000 for like a penny?
Whoa!
It's like you need like literal millions to make any like reasonable money. I was there when the argument took place.
Just need to get super chats while you're on streaming.
What?
Just need to get super chats while you're on streaming.
Get super chats while you're on streaming. Well, yeah, but you can't stream YouTube Shorts.
Yeah. Just saying, like, it's way easier to get money by streaming because you can just get super chats.
Yeah, you could just have a job.
I was there when the argument took place. Flynn was still alive when my client left the tavern.
Perhaps, but how do you know that she didn't return to murder her father?
No, bullshit.
afterwards?
He was still alive after he'd been impaled. When there are plenty of other people who around who could have committed the crime. Again, if you do mean was pronounced dead, then that's fine. But was pronounced dead at 12 because
yeah,
it
died at 112.
Died at 112 implies. Well, no, it doesn't really imply. It just is directly stating the autopsy is telling me he died here. He was dead here. Like we you know. I don't know how they do their autopsy here, but I haven't really been given any reason to doubt its consistency.
Or is Tyrion built?
Oh, Tyrion! Whoa, hang on.
Is it the suit? Or no? Look at his chest. Like, is it me or is he like built?
Tyrion, take your shirt off. We need to inspect it.
I think he's pumping iron in the gym.
He's kind of pumping iron in the gym. This one. If he takes his top off, he's got the full six pack. Boom, boom. You know, like whoa, what's going on there?
Weren't there plenty of other people around who could have committed the crime? The tavern's been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Tamora were the only ones who were there before the body was discovered.
You could even going back to the thing of why is the tavern closed. You could just say the tavern hasn't had much business. No one was there. It doesn't need to be closed for years. People just don't need to be in the tavern. You know?
Yeah. That makes more sense, honestly, because what actually changes from the fact that it's closed?
Yeah, there's still people who know him. There's still people around.
It's not like you can't go into it.
Clearly, the fellow townsfolk don't really like him, so it's not as though...
It's clear that you can go into it. You can live in it.
Yeah, I think it could just be that they haven't had business for a long while, though.
Yeah.
Maybe you know his domestic terrorist activities have been driving away customers.
Yeah.
Plus, the murder weapon was a sword.
I love how he says the defendant, the victim, and Tamora were the only ones there before the body was discovered. Like, we weren't there. Tyrion was there too. If you didn't notice, Aaron, he has an anti-Tyrion visor on. He can't see him.
He was too blinded by Tamora and how much he hates Tamora to notice Tamora's sidekick.
Oh, damn it, Tamora.
Not this person again. Like,
plus, the murder weapon was a sword. It's a given that Miss Tamora didn't do this. Another person must have shown up at the tavern after Celeste and I left. Could it have been the witness who discovered the body?
No,
who discovered the body? Yeah, that was the wrong... Wait, what?
Could it have been the witness who discovered the body?
Could it have been the witness who discovered the body?
The power of intonation, eh?
Yeah, intonation. Intonation is key, don't get it wrong.
It's like punctuation. Punctuation is the difference between...
I want to eat her waffle iron arms versus I want to eat her waffle iron arms.
Ah, yes. One is eat the up. Are we going to stop talking about the arms?
I won't stop talking about her waffle iron arms until I get to eat a waffle. And we don't have any waffles in the house.
Okay, we buy some waffles. Then you can eat some waffles. And then next time we do this, you won't have to talk about the waffles.
If I don't have a waffle on a plate in front of me while we're doing this stream, I will be talking about Arya's waffles again.
Specify the arms, that sounded even worse.
Shut up! ... His testimony was straightforward, but that's exactly what would help me. Celeste was innocent, so there had to be a flaw in his logic. Just need to compare each statement to each piece of evidence in my notes. Once I found the contradiction... I just needed to present that piece of evidence to the... Oh, evidence is not... It's fine this time. To the contradicting statement.
You know what I find weird about that?
What?
Notes isn't the thing. There's evidence down there, but notes isn't the thing.
Oh, yeah. Evidence.
Clues spells people.
There's no notes. Where's notes?
We can't find the notes. We're confused.
Fellas, I'm so confused.
Where do we get the evidence from, bro?
It's not magic. It has no magical properties.
Well, there you have it. As an aside, I want to say that in the tutorial thing, it makes perfect sense for it to be bolded, because those are the eye-catching, important parts of the text. It's like, it's just a thing that's done, and the important parts of anything you're saying, you put them in red, or you bold them, or you put them in italics, or, you know, it's just a thing. The key words, like you're writing notes, like you're trying to jot things down for later, you know. You put those in, they're the most important. Makes sense. Not in the dialogue, though. I don't know how much I like it in the dialogue. Like, when they say, hey, Phoenix, you gotta look through your court record, they don't go like, yo, Phoenix, you gotta look through your court record! And then, present!
Objection! Objection!
You see, he presented because I shouted present.
Commander White, are you sure that the victim was killed using the defendant's sword?
Do you remember doing that, like in the DS games of Ace Attorney?
Present?
Yeah, instead of like pressing hold it or present or take that, you just hold down Y and then shout it.
Sorry, you're kidding me that they made you shout present.
Sorry, I meant objection.
I was gonna say
present!
Present! Like, that would actually make me cry. That would make me cry so much that you have to say present and then quit, and then as soon as it goes, you go objection to like actually feel like you're objecting with him.
Objection. It was so good though. Like, and they did a port for the Wii, and on the Wii, instead of like, you know, like you hold down like 1 or something.
Yep.
And then swing the Wii remote like you're doing a point.
That was weird.
I kind of liked it. I kind of missed that. Like in 456, they were really stupid about it, and they were like, "Oh, I know. Instead of anything sensible, instead of a nice easy button for you to press, let's put the freaking log on Y, and then have a button on the touchscreen you can press to activate the microphone." That's dumb. That's dumb. It's much easier when it's easier to just hold down Y and then shout.
Commander White, are you sure that the victim was killed using the defendant's sword?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious from the crime scene. I think I'd have to disagree with you on that.
If your testimony is true, the defendant's sword couldn't have been the murder weapon.
What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body.
That may be, but take another look at the autopsy report. It says that the fatal wound contained traces of transmutation magic. You even testified that the sword was magical.
So, what's your point?
It's simple. How could you use a non-magical blade? How could a non-magical blade leave traces of magic in the wound?
What?
My client's sword may look unique, but it's entirely non-magical. Couldn't have left those traces of
it'd have to
transmutation
be.
on the wound.
It'd have to be. It was made outside the country.
Yeah, true.
That doesn't make a lick of sense.
No, it totally does. Trust me, because like you have to be descended from someone who's been blessed by a dragon to be able to use magic.
Yeah. Maybe the people just aren't allowed to, you know. Maybe that's why
People
they don't
outside of
want
Wymongard-
the country.
Oh yeah. That actually makes some sense. Like registered mages wouldn't be allowed to leave.
Yeah, because then, oh well, what if you?
Or if you give magic to other countries,
Yeah, that'd be really.
like that would be awful.
The sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body?
There's only one reasonable explanation. The wound was created magically, then someone shoved the sword into the wound afterward.
And the girl's a mage. Could have easily wiped the old man using magic.
Why'd she murder the victim using a spell, only to then stab him with her sword? She would just be incriminating herself. If anything, the series of events proves something else. Someone used magic to murder the victim, then pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her.
Objection!
Don't get ahead of yourself, Mr. Cuthbert. I just think that...
How dare you use the cane that I signed to...
How dare you point at me with that canine sign? I do think it's the sound is just a little too understated.
What? Tonk?
The tonk, it's like tonk. It's just it doesn't have the punch that I feel like it should.
Do you want her to blow out our eardrums with like a BANG? Like what would you want?
Well, just
A resounding clang.
I think if it sounded a little closer to Tyrion's desk slam,
I see. Yeah.
because that is her desk slam,
Yeah.
but it just feels like it falls flat compared to his. Anyway, Your Honour, the defence is suggesting that another person used the sword to frame the defendant. The defendant clearly cast a spell on the sword at the time of the murder.
She cast a spell.
Commander testifies to how magic was used during the murder.
What? Alright, I see where you're going with this.
Why is he confused?
He is so gormless right now. What's gone on in his brain?
I get it. Like, what was...
What is he doing? He is so locked out. It's unreal.
Oh, I see where you're going with this. What do you mean, I see where you're going with
I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
Sword itself ain't magical, but spells can still be cast on it. The defendant over there? Spell Compendium's got a spell called Mage Blade. She must have cast it on a sword before stabbing the old man. That spell's the reason we found traces of magic on the body.
Arcane. I don't know why I said that. So
Arcane.
Can't
School,
read English.
transmutation, incantation, arcane, gesture, none, duration while concentrating. Concentration, yes. The duration of the spell, the edge of the object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of the spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube.
The spell compendium listed every spell a mage knew how to cast. It's a fundamental piece of evidence that proved which spells a mage could and couldn't use. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you?
No, my dad was the last person who had it.
What? Why'd Flintheart have her spell compendium? I think I've given up trying to call him
Given up trying
Flintheart.
to call him Flintheart, and you've just said, okay, your name is Flintheart now.
Flintheart. Like, flint in your heart.
Flint and steel.
But he's right, I know how to cast Mage Blade. It's actually the only spell I know. I would like to add that we found traces of transmutation magic on the defendant's sword as well. As I'm sure the court knows, magical traces stay on objects for 48 hours after a spell is cast on them.
Traces of transmutation magic were detected on it. Those 48 hours had really tightened the timeline for cases like this. Because of that, crimes needed to be investigated before all the magical traces disappeared from the crime scene. It also gave the courts the perfect excuse to push these cases through the system as quickly as possible. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination. Commander's testimony was a lot vaguer this time. Probably wasn't expecting to give a second testimony. Pressing his statements really helped in a situation like this. What the?
Pressing!
Doing that might reveal new pieces of evidence I could use against him. Evidence? Couldn't that be? I think that would be a valid evidence, since we have evidence, you know?
We don't need evidence to be evidence, because we're in dialogue rather than
Tutorials, yeah.
tutorial box.
He's just
Like
shouting.
this?
Yeah, this is, yeah.
Fine, I don't care, that's perfect. Put it there.
What did you speak about? I thought it said, what do you want about?
What do you want about? I'm on about the fact that feels very out of universe. Unless
Yeah.
these guys are actually shouting in their text boxes. I don't want them to be shouting in
Shouting,
their text boxes. So that just it hurts the immersion factor, okay? That's all.
The immersion factor, wow.
Yeah, the immersion factor.
Fair enough. Are you accusing?
Are you accusing my client of
Are you
casting a
accused-
spell and channeling it through her sword? There are a vast number of spells that operate like that. Spells from the School of Transmutation are almost exclusively channeled through an object. Your client clearly learned a spell that would aid in her work as a mercenary. Speaking of which...
Mage Blade.
It's a transmutation spell that sharpens and empowers my sword.
Wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any armor or protection at the time of death.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. Perhaps she simply cast it out of habit. What matters is that the sword undeniably has traces of transmutation magic on it.
Why'd she go to the trouble of doing that? Sword alone would have been enough to murder a defenseless person.
Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander?
You don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that traces of magic were found on the body and on the sword. Do you have any evidence of the contrary, Mr. Cuthbert?
Womp. About that. Spells only leave magical traces on the objects they target, and those traces are only detectable for 48 hours. My client casts a mage blade, like you said. There shouldn't have been any magical traces on the wound. There would only be traces on the sword. We always find random magical traces at the crime scene. We can't explain each and every trace we detect. Sounds more like a failure on the Inquisition's part than anything else. And you really trust that your knights examined the crime scene properly? You don't believe me? Take a look at this picture. Seen pictures of dead bodies while studying Mr. Moore's past cases, but there was something unnerving about seeing someone I'd met yesterday. Carefully inspected the photo, taking great care to keep it out of Celeste's view. See it here plain as day. Sword was the highest concentration of the transmutation traces. Why aren't those traces fully covering the weapon? The transmutation spell damaged the sword somehow.
I'm not sure what he's on about.
Yeah, I don't know what he means by that.
Let's go and look at that again.
It is covering...
Bro, it's covering the whole sword!
It's covering the whole sword and the area around it.
Yeah.
This part should be poking out if it's, like, you know...
I gotta say, I really like those bits over there.
What?
No, close to the close button. Look at that, there's actual drops.
Yeah, there's droplets of it.
I suppose that's not really a spoiler per se, because we
Yeah.
already saw him use magic on
Yeah.
the guy's water,
Yeah.
a bottle that he was holding.
But I'm a bit
But
confused.
what is Tyrion talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, why isn't it covering the whole
It is
sword?
covering, like...
It is
this
covering the whole sword.
This is a part it shouldn't be covering if it's not covering the whole sword, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But, like, down there, every part of the sword... Okay, every part of the sword we can see
Yeah.
is covered in traces of transmutation magic. Every part we can see.
And even though we can see this is more or less a circle,
Yeah.
and that is not a circle, that's a triangle bit, a triangular bit out there. I don't know why the Arcane Inquisition isn't concerned about the fact that here's what we used the magical thing on, and then there's just this over here, which is obviously not where the
Their coroners
fucking sword
kind of
is.
suck.
Like, look at that! Look at that!
Their coroners kind of suck.
Yeah.
Because they must have seen these spells being used time and time and time and
magazine?
time and time again. It's part of the sword. Well, let's go and look at the sword again. See if we
Looks
can
like a
line that up.
magazine. Huh?
It's gone.
Wait, there's a secret magazine. She put a mag in it. She had to load that.
It's a gunblade.
Gunblade, wow. We'll play what? Final Fantasy VIII? Yeah, what? Huh?
Whatever.
Whatever. Like,
Whatever.
what? But yeah, no, I don't really understand why they're. Well, let's just be honest in the sense that they said, you know, oh, spells only leave magical traces on the objects they target. We always find random magical traces. We can't explain every trace we detect. What the fuck? That just I just have to question. You know, if this is how the spell works, how are they hand waving that with just I don't know? We just can't sometimes find traces. But then you can't trust the traces. You just that's not admissible in a court of law. If you're going to say I don't fucking know, like we just find
You
them.
know what would be cool? Like, you know, because they.
I know it's
Bring
supposed
up,
to be
bring up.
somewhat corrupt, but you can't just you can't just have them say, "I literally don't know." We effectively just decide which ones we want to use and then throw the others away. Like what?
Like the traces go away after
Yeah.
48 hours, right?
Yeah,
Like it would be perfect to say like they've just got guys watching them for them to switch off,
yeah,
and then like if and when they and then when they do, we can log that as oh well the spell must have been cast at this time.
yeah,
But they don't actually have a way of checking before that happens.
yeah.
So like they just have to be like oh well all of these could be relevant I guess maybe they're not maybe they are. I guess. You know, the sword is through. That's
It does actually mean with a simple timepiece and a simple divination spell, they can get the exact time of these spells being cast, and thus, if this Mage Blade really was the murder weapon, we would get the exact time of death.
It's funny because like since it's a clean 48 hours,
Yeah.
literally all you need to do is like watch it like a hawk, and then
Yeah.
when it switches off, you just log that exact time that's on your watch. Just write that down on a piece of paper. 2 days ago, that's the exact time it was cast.
Yeah. So that would be a fine way of doing it, and it's kind of like because they're saying, oh, well, when the magical traces leave, when the magical traces go, then, you know, it's like, oh, we can't find the magical traces. Well, no, that would actually be a very important piece of evidence. So you kind of need to have the crimes. You kind of need to have the crimes only done after that time, unless we had another way of conclusively knowing when a crime was committed. Because otherwise we'd just go, okay, well, we need to know when it was committed. It was committed using magic, so we need to know when this spell was used. So 48 hours later, it happened exactly here. And again, you can say, oh, well, they love pushing it to trial and everything and all that. But again, as we were saying before, what about noble on noble violence?
Yeah.
Noble on noble violence, people are going to want an answer. And actually, even if we say all this,
And
even
it's
if we
also
say all this,
unrealistic to say that never happens.
Yeah.
Because we've already we get a distinct impression from what we've seen of nobles, even so far, that they're very ambitious people.
They're very ambitious people, and actually, importantly, Lucio Steelwind, at the very least, has killed nobility before.
Yeah.
Another one of his casualties, Garrick Pierce said.
So he has enemies in the nobility.
Yep. There are people in the nobility who don't like other members of the nobility, unless you're saying that Lucio's kind of an outlier because he's an insane maniac.
Excuse me. It makes you wonder why they don't just oust him. Why they don't just strip him of his title
Well,
and his authority and tell him to piss
Sounds
off.
like well, there's two reasons. Either one, the king really likes him, or two, the king is
could
scared of him.
Yeah, also could work.
But you know, both of these are pretty bad because
Yeah.
either one, the king's like, haha, I like him. He's like my
crazy.
I like my crazy
stabby
stab
man.
goblin hobo. Like, he's so fun. Or he's saying, well, if I try and... Well, yeah, the only reason I'm sitting on this throne instead of him is because I say, yeah, you can go out and do that. Do you know, he makes me call him master. It's like, you know, what's going on there? That's
Imagine you are a mage and
Yeah.
you'd know about all of this shit.
Yeah.
Imagine there was transmutation going on at the scene and you just like instead of just like if you had the opportunity to, like, this is premeditated as heck. You just spray a bunch of transmuted water all over the place and they're like, oh damn, everything's covered in transmutation magic, we're screwed.
I mean, if this is to be believed as well, you know, again, the reason I was bringing that whole thing up about the 48 hours thing was because there are two reasons why we have to treat the autopsy as gospel. Well, actually, three, kind of. One being the obvious thing of narratively, it's been just presented to us as autopsy report.
A's for autopsy.
Autopsy report. I don't know why it says A for autopsy report and then has YRTY. IRT. And it just says RT. This is unreadable text. This is the squiggle lines of unreadable text.
Yeah, that's because coroners are like doctors. They have unreadable writing.
But if you want to put unreadable text, just put this all over the page, and we'll be like, okay, fine.
You know what it sounds
unreadable
like?
text.
It sounds like that dude on the Zoom call. Does anyone have any questions before I move on?
Like, what is this? This is perfectly legible.
He had
and
a
typed
filter. He had an alien voice filter
is-
on when he asked his question about maths.
This is perfectly like thought out, typed out. YRTY. RT. You know,
In
YT,
exceptional Roman
completely
text.
Roman like Calibri body. What's going on
Times New Roman R.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, fine, but yeah, three reasons why we can trust the autopsy report like gospel. One, narratively speaking, we've been given no reason to question them, given no reason to wonder if it's defunct or not. Is it good? Is it bad? We've got no question about that immediately. And as is standard in detective novels and detective games and crime dramas in general, anything of this genre, you have to trust the autopsy report 100%, because obviously it's not a very fun read, it's not a very fun play, it's not a very fun anything if the story goes, okay, we know they died at 12 yesterday. Haha, we didn't tell you that was actually bollocks. They died at 12 the day before.
Unless one of the clear plot lines and is about methods of time of death obfuscation.
Yeah, but
if it turns out that our guy had a fridge, and he put the dead guy in the fridge, and then he took it out, and then that's why we're like, oh well, that's why your alibi doesn't work anymore, because now we know that he wasn't killed at 2 o'clock. He was killed at like 9 o'clock in the morning instead of 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
But unless there's
you
some
only have
time
your
of
alibi
death
for 2 o'clock.
obfuscation, we have no reason to believe this was any different.
Yeah.
No reason at all. So unless
Number
we have
two.
some time obfuscation,
Number two
being, of course, as we were just saying, the since they are willing to not just wait for the 48 hours to end. Since they're not just waiting for the 48 hours to end, it means that we can say, okay, the Inquisition are confident enough to say, no, we know when it happened exactly. And that leads on to the third one quite neatly of the autopsy report says right here, died at 1:12 a.m.
That's
If you
obscenely
only
precise.
knew when generally it was, around 1 would be what you say. Before we had like proper knowledge of rigor mortis and rigor level and the like, we didn't just go 4:47 exactly. I'm gonna go with. You go 4. I'm gonna say somewhere around 4:30
to 4:30 to 5 o'clock.
that sort of area. You're not gonna go, okay, let's just bank on an exact.
I kind of hate that sword.
This sword.
I kind of hate it.
Why?
It's
Weird.
so
Ugly.
impractical.
What do you mean?
Okay, well, first imagine how you'd hold it.
Okay, yeah, like that. Cool.
But there's the big bullshit thing in the way.
Yeah, I suppose this is a little bit weird, this one here.
Now, maybe you consider it to be a god. That's fine. But then that means that the other part of it is also blade as well, instead of being the non-blade part.
Yeah.
Also, it splits off there, so that... Look at that point there. This extra bit of sword is going to twang off the moment you hit anything with it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's so weird. It's a very ornate... It's an ornately designed sword.
It would have been fine to just be a normal katana. Especially since the Eastern Kingdoms, 1, are...
Eastern?
Eastern, and 2, if we go into the evidence again, and we go into the and we go into the crime scene photo. Look at the relief, the relief on the.
Oh yeah, a little lotus.
It's a lotus. It's
fair.
a very Chinese Japan-esque style of definitely East Asian style of pattern and design. So it's clearly supposed to. The Eastern Kingdoms are clearly supposed to be. Are supposed to be East Asia.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even the Eastern Kingdoms.
Yeah. Kingdoms. Yeah.
So so it could be taken. They could be using that to say that there's inspiration from China and Japan and Korea and
India,
what have you. But so I'm at this point saying, why isn't it just a normal katana, like a fancy looking katana? Especially since a lot of people think that that's quite a fancy looking sword anyway.
Yep.
They do look rather nice. So, But this big bullshit sword is just...
Big bullshit sword.
Like, how was she killing anything with that?
Also, this whole area was wet and no one cared. Wait, no, pause. Why? Huh? Are you seeing that outline of wetness?
That's a stain. Trust.
No, but that's my point though. That's the outline of the wetness.
Mm-hmm.
How is there stuff here then? In such a uniform pattern?
It splashed.
In such a uniform pattern?
Yep. Trust. It is kind of weird because I would expect it to either match the blood or the water in some way.
Yeah. Rather than just this weird circle around it that's like, okay, it's a circle.
Well, anyway, back on the case.
Also, if they took out the sword and then like wiped it down and then they just went, hang on, the transmutation just comes off. It's like, wait a minute.
Why was this picture not brought to my attention, Oren?
What would be the point of that? The entire case is open and shut.
Prosecutor seemed unnerved by something.
You can see it right in the photo. Stabbed him right through the chest using Mage Blade.
And then, of course, the the autopsy, sorry. Stabbed from behind. That's called your back, not your chest.
Objection!
Objection! I'm sorry, Commander White, but you've shown us an even more glaring contradiction.
Oh yeah?
In your testimony, you said that my client stabbed the victim right through the chest.
The audio bars, they're just going in time with the...
Yeah.
It's harder to see when there's actual music on.
But yeah, you can see it here.
You can see it right there in the picture.
Yeah.
So what's your contradiction?
It's exactly the problem, Commander. Your picture undeniably shows that my client's sword impaled the victim from the front. But if that's really true, why does the autopsy say that he died from being stabbed in his back? What?
Orim, you were supposed to submit everything you had to me. Why did you withhold this photo?
There was no point! She's a mage! It couldn't have been anyone else!
Murmurs rippled through the gallery. Even the judge shifted uncomfortably in his seat. Our justice system may have been corrupt, but they'd never get away with such blatant error.
Order! Order in the court!
I love how order is like actually a speech bubble for the judge in this game.
It is, yeah.
Like there's just a in Ace Attorney.
Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this?
Your Honour, this photo clearly shows my client's sword impaling him from the front. Which means there's only one way for the autopsy to be true. The sword would have needed to be inserted into the wound after the victim had died.
That's crazy!
Then why don't you enlighten me, Commander White? Do you think my client impaled the victim hilt first with her sword?
Aye.
Do you think she stabbed him through the chest, removed it, and then placed her sword in the body to frame herself?
Well, that's...
No, what happened here is obvious. The real murderer stuck the sword through the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword through the opposite side.
You're actually pretty good at this.
Objection!
Piers, I underestimated you, but you've still gotten ahead of yourself.
Is that so, Miss Stewart?
Let me ask the defence one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Flynn Hart McCoy, then who did?
How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out.
Oh, I'm well aware of the commander's incompetence, but one fact still stands. There were magical traces on the wound and the sword. Would you like me to tell you how many mages live in that small town?
I didn't like where she was going with this.
Only one. The defendant is the only registered mage who lives in Cornhaven.
Whoa! Lines. Right, Cornhaven was a village of farmers, so this was the only mage there.
The defendant was also established to have been with the victim minutes before his time of death. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who heard them arguing. You, on the other hand, can only implicate an unknown assailant. I doubt you could even tell me who they are.
Even so, it's clear that the prosecution can't reliably prove how the victim was murdered.
Can't say that the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but the evidence still leans heavily against the defence.
He just death slammed for
Yeah,
no
he just
reason
slammed
there.
the desk. He just kind of baby raged a little.
There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We will give the Inquisition time to investigate the crime scene and clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct the investigation more thoroughly this time. We will resume the trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned.
We don't have a typewriter though.
Do we?
We don't have a typewriter. It's a shame because I like that for scene setting, especially like when you get to see the timestamp, and it's like, you know, at the start of the trial segment, it's like 9:30 or something, defendant court number 4 or some shit like that, and then afterwards it's like 1:49. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's like the trial segments take ages in universe, which, you know, funnily enough, you might read that and think, oh wow, I did it quicker than in canon, or you might read it and think, oh wow, I took way longer than canon.
Yeah.
Hello, Cuthbert.
Oh, Mr. Mora. I tensed as she approached me. I'd been so focused on Celeste's case, I hadn't even thought about how I'd left things with my mentor. Scared lord, she'd probably been in gallery too. She must have seen how I froze up during the first cross-examination.
Your job is to put your client at ease, not the other way around.
Sorry.
I'm sure she was just snapping you out of it, but everyone saw her become violent with you. It's not exactly helpful if you want to prove she's not a violent murderer. Make no mistake, the prosecution will use that to their advantage. Sadly, the prosecution does not use that to their advantage.
Arya's just like, I'll let that slide.
I'll let
chill.
that slide. It's chill. I'd slap his ass if I was.
I would have slapped him as well.
I would slap this dude about for like.
It's like, you can't slap me. I'm the chess grandmaster.
Yeah. What's wrong with you? He did fine. I mean, there's now. If there were phones, there'd be videos of me slapping the chess grandmaster going viral on social media right now. But you know,
whoever did that would be getting so kicked out of the court. It would be like unreal.
McCoy, if the Inquisition didn't botch the investigation, Cuthbert would never have been able to buy this much time. In case you've forgotten, he's my defense attorney, not you. I don't get why he has to take notes from you.
No, she's right, Celeste. I need to do better. Can't ever let myself freeze up like that again. Might not be so lucky next time. Moment of silence.
Other than that, I'll admit you did well. You cross-examined the commander adequately, and you handled Steelwind's rebuttals as well as you could have.
Remembered how Prosecutor Steelwind was glaring at me at the start of the trial. And think about it, and it was enough to make me nauseous. She's not that scary.
Oh, damn.
She's not that scary. Like,
oh, well, just what are you talking
Steelwind.
about?
Why does that name sound so familiar? I swear
Swear we've mentioned Lucio Steelwind.
swear you mentioned Lucio Steelwind.
Oh no, wait. He hasn't mentioned Lucio Steelwind, but he hasn't. No one's mentioned Lucio Steelwind in his presence. However, he is still the head of a pillar family.
Yeah.
That means that he should really know, because the Duke of Finance is presumably the head of a pillar family as well.
We all know who
Like he should know the pillar family.
We all know who the heads of the most prominent political factions are, you know. Like no one goes like the leader of the
opposition.
Leader of the opposition.
Leader of the opposition.
leader of the opposition is the leader of the chairman of the council is the chairman of the council. Wait, isn't House Steelwind one of the 4 pillar families? He only clocked onto that now. He was just scared of the 5'2" angry girl with waffle arms.
That's right, Lucio Steelwind is the Grand General of Wyvern military. Hasn't he been caught up in a lot of scandals lately about killing a bunch of people?
Wait, Does that mean I should have done the introduction not in Tyrion's voice?
Huh?
I don't think I actually did do the introduction. Like, do you know the card where it says, "Oh, here's Arya Steelwind. She's da 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 da." Because he literally mentioned one of the 4 pillar families, Lucio Steelwind, the Grand General of of Wyvern military, Lucio Steelwind.
Objection.
My mentor and legal guardian. A prosecutor. She's the daughter of Grand General.
It's hard to read her motivations even with the Eye of
Wow.
Horus.
I'm just like, I'm confused now. Who's saying that? Is that me? Is that you? Is
Maybe
that
there's
someone?
different ones each time. Hasn't he been caught up in a lot of scandals recently? Scandals? He's been having people killed by the thousands! Sorry, I freaked out a little there when I read thousands.
Right, I remember seeing several articles about him in the Rathorn Gazette. In recent years, groups voicing their grievances against the crown had begun to surface in the countryside. King Olivier would answer their complaints by unleashing Steelwind soldiers on these so-called insurrectionists. More often than not, these peaceful protests turned violent, leading to bloody retaliations from Lucio's forces.
And Arya is Lucio Steelwind's only heir. When I saw her name on the docket, I wrote her off as a noble role-playing for fun. But she's good. Better than most of the prosecutors I've faced.
I think we should be more concerned about the, King Olivier's,
Attack dog.
His hound. Bro's got the hound of Cerberus out here, that's kind of scary.
She's taking this seriously, and with what Flintheart was doing, I can't help but wonder if the prosecutor is acting on her father's behalf.
Do you think Prosecutor Steelwind is protecting the real king? I mean, being honest though, do they need? So now I'm questioning: do they need probable cause? Do they need violent? Do they need violence to use violence against them, or
people
what?
protesting peacefully. They send soldiers to go and bother them until they get pissed off and attack them.
Yeah.
And then Lucio turns the place to glass.
He just nukes the entire place. He needs probable cause to nuke them. I'm so confused. So, does he need probable cause or not? Does he actually need to be like, okay, they need to attack first, or what? Because they've been saying that he's killing men, women, and children can't exactly be violently protesting. So, are the babies rallying against him and fighting him, and he needs to unleash the XL bullies, or what? Is there something going on there? I don't know.
The Inquisition Knights were the first responders to the scene. Didn't that strike you as odd?
Right, in a small town like Cornhaven, the village militia would be the first people there.
However, they got a call.
Yeah.
For the Inquisition to respond so quickly, they would have needed to know that magic was used at all.
Well, they got a call.
Yeah, they got called.
Sounds like they were pretty directly called.
Well, the call came in at 1:08 a.m.
Yeah.
That's pretty specific.
So they got called about it. And then they tried to, work out what's going on.
Solmess feels a little too staged, and with a Steelwind involved, this whole situation reeks of corruption.
Well, is he a domestic terrorist or not? Because if he is, then...
What, you mean Flintheart?
Yeah, is Flintheart a domestic terrorist or not? Because you could easily just say that, Celeste did you a service, you were going to kill him anyway. If they were going to go and kill... do they need probable cause, or do they need, is King Olivier not willing to kill unless someone beats him first physically? Or is the interact... Because there is no reason for a king... If you are a despotic totalitarian ruler, you can kill peaceful protesters, no holds barred, completely fine. You're the absolute power here, buddy. You don't need anyone's approval for that.
Yeah.
If not, then what's he doing? Is he...
Surely she was hyperbolizing. Surely she was hyperbolizing with thousands.
I mean, thousands of people are not protesting in a place like Cornhaven.
So it must be over the course of time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still really bad. That's still really bad. They have a secret police. You're not allowed to leave. This is
Ruby, that's incorrect.
I'm sure locking up Flintheart's daughter would send a clear message to his allies.
That if someone kills you, we will prosecute them and execute them for it.
Yeah.
If you, the allies of the terrorist, get killed, then don't worry, we will prosecute them and we will throw the book hard at them.
Yeah, it would be more of a message to say we're not even going to bother.
We're not going to bother. We're not. Oh, he died? Great, he was scum.
What would be more of a message was tossing his body into an unmarked grave.
Yeah, just toss his body away and have no trial. Just go, oh well. In fact, better yet, you could pay his daughter. Give her a handshake and go, here's the title deed to your father's house. There you go. Enjoy. I mean, you know, ho-hum. No great loss. Like, that would send a message to his allies. Say his daughter was uninvolved in that business. As far as we know, his daughter was completely uninvolved in that business.
Yeah.
That implies that we have someone who was family, but was at the end of the day uninvolved in the protests. If she's uninvolved in the protests, she is a third party who came over, killed him because of what he was doing, protesting against the king. And then the message we're going to give to the allies is, if someone attacks you, we'll prosecute them, despite the fact that we are seemingly, you know... That sends Ruby, that literally just sends a message of, don't worry, we love you even if you don't love us.
Yeah.
But if that were true, then why did she help us in the dungeons? Either way, this works out in our favour. I can't fight the Steel Winds on a battlefield, but I can fight them in the courtroom.
On that subject, I've been meaning to give you this.
A book with Swirly?
Book with my spell compendium? I grabbed it from the dining room before the Inquisition arrived. They have a bad habit of misplacing pieces of evidence like this.
I'm starting to...
That's really weird, because this is really bad for her.
Yeah.
Having her spell compendium which has Mage Blade, i.e.
Yeah,
a sword transmutation spell.
Yeah.
That looks really bad for her.
This is really just getting more and more to the point that I'm feeling like...
They're just incompetent.
They're just really bad at their job. They're just actually really bad at their job. Like, and not to mention, every single scene, every other scene we have with Orym, he's just constantly bumbling around like, oh, what's going on?
Like you said, he's going through a little bit of the dementia.
Like, I think he might need to get checked out for that. So this is your spell compendium. It only has one spell.
Mage Blade. The prosecution will need to prove that Mage Blade was used in the murder. It will restrict their plan of attack, which will give you an edge over them.
We still have no idea who actually did this. Celeste, I need to talk to you about what your father was doing.
Oh.
She glanced at the bailiff. He was looming close, staring at daggers at her.
I should go. Looks like they can't wait to throw me back into that cell.
Wait, I still... She turned away and quickly walked off without another word. Mr. Moore just shook her head.
She's practically begging for a conviction at this rate.
Bringing up her late father may have struck a nerve. I'd need to be more delicate next time. I can speak with her in the dungeons later. Right now I want to take a look at the crime scene. How negligent the Inquisition were, I doubt they found everything.
Planning to investigate the crime scene, you'll need this.
She reached into her coat and pulled out a small blue runestone. I froze for a moment, staring wide-eyed at it. Is that... my attorney's runestone? Sorry, what did that just say?
It said it allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically.
Telepathy is just an artificial thing you can do.
Oh!
You don't need to be a mage or nothing. You can just write some notes.
It's an attorney's runestone. I had it commissioned for you after you passed the exam last month.
You've had one ready this entire time.
Cuthbert, are you crying?
No! I wiped my eyes and delicately stored the runestone in the pocket of my jacket.
You embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to be that sloppy again. As much as I hate to admit it, your investigative mind is sharper than mine.
I won't lie, I think he embarrassed himself.
Yeah.
He barely did anything.
He embarrassed everyone, including himself.
Yeah, he just embarrassed everyone. I mean about Orym. I think Orym just embarrassed himself.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't, like, I didn't need to do that. He was already out there going like, huh? I don't know what's going on.
If anyone can get through this, it's you.
Oh, thank you. She She turned to take a seat at the bench near the courtroom entrance. Looked like she'd be staying here until the case was over. Tucked Celeste's spell compendium into my jacket. I hadn't slept and my body still ached from the carriage ride. Still didn't know whether I was truly up to this, but none of that mattered. Celeste was counting on me, and it wouldn't let anyone get away with killing Flintheart, even if the Steel Ones were involved. Well,
Yeah, it's funny about that is it's like
what?
he says you've had this the entire time.
Yeah.
And it's like I had one commissioned for you when you passed the test last month.
Yeah.
So he's under the impression they're easy to make.
Yeah, she commissioned it, and it was just like, alright, done.
This entire time, last month,
Yeah.
is okay at our most generous. It's early in last month and it's late in the current month.
Yeah.
But last month could be as little as 2 weeks.
Yep.
Like, there's no way those things seem to be like creme a la creme.
Yeah, they do, but
There's no way, like, if you're buying a laptop or something, like, and they're putting it together for you.
you had me a Lambo commissioned.
Yeah, it's like they give you. It's like, oh, we'll have it ready in a couple of weeks.
She
Same.
just hardballed them, said, you're going to make it in a week.
And you've got 1 week. Okay.
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 You got 1 week! Yeah, that's strange. The Inquisition had set up a teleportation circle at the crime scene. As a defense attorney of this case, I was permitted to use it.
Let's stop for a second there. Actually,
Okay.
we need to talk about the first actual trial segment of the game.
Alright, yeah.
So, first and foremost, let's talk about the most important character in trial segments, and that is, of course, the judge.
Yeah.
And I think he had a pretty good showing.
Yep.
He comes across nice and sensibly, and by sensibly I mean he comes across as pretty unbiased towards the defense. He seems like a neutral party in this.
Yeah.
He seems very fair, which, like I say sometimes, as regarding this common thing in Ace Attorney games of having the courts be corrupt, but then the judges are always fair as hell. It's like, how do they get in these positions without being corrupt?
How are you a judge and then you're literally just sitting here, like, every time you were getting promoted, they were like, so you are going to, you know, like, if I pay you and I'm a noble, right, you're going to...
No.
What?
And then they're just okay with it.
Alright, fine. It's like, you know, what?
But I understand, because, like, the other side of the token is if they were, like, super against you, like, you'd never be able to win.
Yeah.
If they were actually corrupt, then you wouldn't be able to win these cases. So, in a lot of ways, it's good that they are like that.
A bit confused about the jury, though. I don't know what they're here. Oh, well, the
they're
gallery.
not the jury, they're the gallery. Yeah, so he's sensible, he's
I feel
slow
like the way
and measured about
I feel
it.
like the way Tyrion presented
But he's also
it, though.
firm when you're acting like a prat and being an idiot.
I feel like Tyrion, though, presented it as though the judge was only going to sort of begrudgingly begrudgingly say, fine, I guess I have to agree with you, if the gallery was going like, huh? That makes no sense. They can't just overlook this.
Yeah.
But then the judge is more than ready to go, hang on, that's bullshit. What are you talking about, prosecution?
It's funny because that means that like a jury system would actually work in this game's favor a lot more heavily,
Yeah.
because then, you know, it's. But then again, from a world building perspective, how can it be corrupt
Yeah.
while there's a jury system? Or well,
Maybe it's a noble
it's less.
jury system. Only nobles are allowed on the
But
jury.
but if it was a noble jury system, how would you get away with solving the cases and saving the day?
Like, maybe, I mean, nobles can't all be bad, so, you know.
That's one thing this isn't willing to say.
Like, if the nobles are all bad, then, you know, well, I mean, for one, that's a generalisation. And for another thing,
All orcs are evil.
yeah, you can't say that all of them are bad, because there's going to be some good eggs. Even in a bad basket, there's going to be some good eggs. Even if the basket's overall pretty bad, you can't have everyone be bad. That just doesn't happen. So, you know. And yeah, I mean, I guess the problem is that one of my big problems so far is kind of it's a very normal issue. I feel it's an issue I have with a lot of things. Of the nobles don't want Tyrion to find the truth because something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like in this case in particular, I have absolutely no clue why they'd care.
Yeah.
What is the reason they'd care? We apparently have a random mage who has killed her father, who was a domestic terrorist, so, you know, it's no big gloss. I don't know why they'd want her to go away in prison or not. I mean, as I've said before, judging by the circumstances, I'm surprised they wouldn't, the Crown wouldn't just go, good job, Lady Celeste. Good job, Dame Celeste, you know, give you a little title there for that. Wow. You know, like, if that was that would be a clear thing of, that'd be a very clear sentence, that'd be a very clear sentence to the, to the insurrectionists that, yeah, we will literally reward people for killing you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you continue to act like this, you're gonna find your own like fellow commoners turning on you and going, hey man, they said 10k if I stabbed you in the neck, so 10k is 10k, you know what I mean? It's like that's the sort of, like, that's what they want, that's what you're gonna want to do, because hey, 10k is 10k. If the Crown's saying I can get 10k for stabbing this guy in the neck, a lot of people will actually take that of, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So it's, you know, if they're actively rewarding you, it's not even you need to get away with anything. It's literally just if you can kill this guy. A lot of people are going to take that gamble, and it's not much of a gamble. It's just find the right time when they're sleeping or something, or, you know, just get 10 of your mates and just jump them in a back alley. So
Arya's nice and competent as
Yeah.
the prosecutor, so that's good.
Arya's good. I think the character work is very good.
She comes across as, like, somewhere between, like, she's a slightly more Franziska Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Like, the I do feel like the witness, state your name and occupation, ... Witness, name and occupation. I feel like that was just a straight up reference to Edgeworth constantly struggling to get
having to,
name and occupation off of witnesses.
Yeah, because the witnesses are always like, I'm going to do a weird gimmick.
Name and occupation.
Sorry!
Oh my god. Yeah, so I feel like that was a reference to that. You know, she handles the case pretty well. You know, she's hitting you with quite reasonable arguments. None of it seems like, and Tyrion, for his part, aside from him tweaking at the start, which I'm not quite sure why that's there. I mean, I guess it's his first trial and everything, but it almost feels like a weird impression to give, considering nothing actually came of it.
Especially because he's so confident, usually.
Yeah.
Like, he is generally quite confident in his abilities, and then he just kind of freezes up.
He just froze there and go, like, oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing, what is going on? And this was just a little bit weird, I'll say. It was a little bit weird. But, yeah, things can be a little bit weird here and there, can't they? Anyway, we also had, as regards the contradictions, they were sensible. They were nice and easy to get, which you'd expect from the first one. It told, there were 2 cross-examination segments. The first one, it said, I must choose one of these, work out which one of these I need to present for, and then present. We only had 3 pieces of evidence to go with, and then later 4, so it was nice and simple. Even just brute forcing it, you'd be able to do that. And then for the second trial, for the second cross-examination segment, he does up front, I should probably press some of his statements and see if I can get any more information. So it tutorialized the major mechanics of cross-examinations pretty well there, I'd say. It was nice anti-pieces to it, nice and simple. Not much to go wrong there. And, yeah, I liked the twists for a first case. It's a solid, like, this is the kind of thing you're doing. Like, you don't even need to have played Ace Attorney to get this. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't, That is a solid opener for trial gameplay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now then, with that out of the way, there's something I'd like to mention right out of the gate of this scene.
Mm-hmm.
He just said, if we'll go to the text log, the Inquisition had set up a teleportation circle at the crime scene. As the defense attorney for the case, I was permitted to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, number one, teleportation circles are a thing. That already splits many, many doors wide open. For instance, if we're not told, since we haven't really been told how they work, it's kind of the hand wave explanation for how you're able to get to and from the crime scene so quickly, when we previously had them take a rather long carriage ride just to get there. So that makes I understand why you needed to do that, but we need a little more information on the teleportation circles for them not to break the canon completely. You know, why isn't there a teleportation circle at the center of every town? And there's like 6, one for each district in Rathome.
Yep.
And, you know, this point here and that point there. For another thing, we need to know how the... Okay, so if we take this as gospel, if we take this as directly as we can interpret it, with it, I could travel instantly back and forth between the McCoy Tavern and the Tavern and the Capital. So if we take that just as directly as we can, it's a two-way thing of essentially a door. If it's that, it's nice and easy, nice and simple, because we need to understand how you even use these teleportation things. I think I'm going to, having read that, presume that what it is, especially in conjunction with what was said before about as the defense attorney I was permitted to use it, I would presume that there is a guard on either side who stands watch over it and says, "Hold on a second, sir, you can't go through here if you're not connected to the case." Or and then presumably people just come and go as they please. So it's probably something like that.
Yeah, it doesn't raise the question, why did they use a carriage if there wouldn't be... It wouldn't cost that much, and it would certainly, you know, even if the nobility were for some reason like, no, okay, let's not allow the commoners to do this, the nobility still must have that, you know?
Yeah, and even if it's a door system, that still doesn't change the fact that so it can't be like you just stand here on the one in the center of town and then you teleport to anywhere you feel like.
It could just be like a train station.
Yeah, it's a train station. So you set up a specific building. This door has the teleportation circle to.
Here's in, here's out.
Here's the indoors to flipping to Rathome from Cornhaven. Okay, we're trying to get to flipping this, that, or the other place. Yeah. And you could even have travel guides for like, you're trying to get to this is the web.
I mean, it's teleportation. Train station. There's no way you're going. You're not. You know.
Another way that this could be a thing is like if perhaps they don't last very long. Maybe they last for 48 hours or something, or perhaps they cost too much to set up, or maybe they're the type that's concentration based. Yeah. So they need to be constantly maintained, or something like that. Or maybe they need to be activated by a specific individual. You know, they've set up a teleportation circle, but there's a mage next to the teleportation circle actually teleporting you to and from.
Yeah. What is going on? You know.
Yeah. Just given the way that it's
presented.
Given the way it's presented. It doesn't seem like it's in full use by everyone.
Yep.
So
why?
And I've come up with some headcanon reasons for why. Take any that you feel like, because I don't think we're gonna ever, because it's more or less a hand wave, isn't it? It's more or less, you have to be able to move between the crime scene and the defendant's lobby.
Devs, if you're watching, give us a reason. Center. One other thing I was going to actually say...
It's not super relevant, you don't have to, but, you know, it's just like, it would make things easier from a world-building perspective. And, as we've said in the first in the first part of this, the world building for a fantasy setting is much more important than it is for a low fantasy that's set in our world, because we can just assume a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's
We
very,
cannot-
very crazy to do a crime drama thing in a fantasy world, because you need to know so many things off the bat.
Yeah,
It's like, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's ambitious. It's very
Yeah.
ambitious, and I do like it a lot.
because like in as previously mentioned in Ace Attorney, like when it comes to laws,
Yeah.
we assume the laws as we understand them, and then if the laws
Yep.
are changed, they tell us. They tell us that
But here, there's so many other
Oh,
outside
well, you know-
factors you have to think of.
well, you see the statute of limitations, it lasts for 15 years.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. And that's not how it works in the real world in pretty much any system I think I'm aware of. I could be wrong about this. Please let me know if that's a thing. But yeah, but in this, like, we have to be told every law. We can't assume anything.
Yeah.
And we've already seen some laws that we just wouldn't be able to have in real life, such as
Registering
mage
as a
registry.
mage, yeah.
Yeah, it's illegal to not be to not register yourself if you are a mage.
Well, I haven't registered, but I'm not a mage.
Well, yes,
So,
that's
yeah,
fine.
You know, there's no law for it. 'cause-
There's no law for it because we don't have any
Actually, no,
bloody
it'd be-
mages in real
well,
life.
no, we do. Like Penn and Teller.
They're magicians. They're not mages.
Imagine they had to register
I mean,
their magical powers.
you kind of do have. You don't have to, but you know, there's a
I heard
magician's
Teller speak. It was
society.
horrible.
What?
Yeah, I
That's
know.
cursed.
It was so weird. I was just like, ugh.
What does he sound like?
He's got a like.
Is it deep?
He's got a deeper
I
voice than I
thought his
thought.
voice would be deep.
Like,
You look at me, you think he's gonna sound like Mickey Mouse or something?
it was so weird. It was just like I was so much like, who's dubbing this? Like, what's going on? Why does he sound like?
You had the YouTube auto dub on by accident.
I just felt like, why is he? Huh? But I was just going to mention something. I'll mention it now before I forget it, because I'm going to go Orin White brain and just poof, there goes my memory. But I need to question this piece of evidence right here.
The autopsy. What? You're right. I see it.
Behind? But, well, as we'll later find out, he was stabbed from the front. He was stabbed from the front. I mean, we could already see it. I mean, basically all I need to fill in for you is the fact that if you saw the original, if you saw the first episode, and you saw the prologue bit, that little, well, where the murder happened, Garrick Pierce walks in, he shatters that glass that Flintheart was holding, and then all I need to fill in for you is the fact that when he did that, he used a transmutation spell to make a blade out of the water that stabbed Flintheart. Now, if you noticed, Flintheart was holding it in front of him, not behind him, because he's not a psycho. I don't know who'd open a bottle behind them, but he was opening a bottle in front of him, so the water would have stabbed him from the front. How is this stabbed from behind? And once again, are we really just saying the autopsies are trash? Because if so, then we shouldn't really be actually using them as evidence at all. If the autopsies are that bad that we're getting random times of death and random, I think it was from behind probably, then it's useless. This is about as useful as some bloke coming over and going,
You know what's extra weird about that?
what?
Like,
Get some guy off the street to look at it and go, he probably was stabbed from the front. I don't know.
well, like,
Well, you know,
how
it was,
would you even
yeah.
know?
Well, I don't know, but they clearly have a reason to know that it's from the behind because they specifically went, this was stabbed from behind.
Well, look, the whole point of him shoving Celeste's sword into the guy
Yeah.
was to make it look, cover up the
Yeah.
wound entirely. Because if you stab someone in a smaller wound
Yeah.
with a bigger thing,
then it opens up.
it
Yeah.
opens up way more, and it just looks. So he stabbed him from. Let's just pretend he stabbed him from behind, even though
Yeah.
it looked like he stabbed him from the front. He stabbed him from behind with the water,
Yeah,
and then he stabbed him from the through the front with the sword.
yeah,
That will cover up the backstab
Yeah.
wound entirely.
yeah. So he must have actually stabbed him with this sword from behind and then took the blade out and stabbed it through the front.
But he can't have, because look at the... Oh my god. It's so weird. He took the water and he moved it to the back. How do they know?
I won't lie. That's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a question. How did that happen? Because you know, I mean, you can't really just say, oh, the autopsy is just useless. Again, we should be taking this as gospel. We did literally use it in the court to say, well, what happened? Did he stab him through the behind or through the front? And you can't even say they're incompetent, because any Joe Schmo would go, he got stabbed through the front. So why would they just be extra about it and go, I know it looks like he's been stabbed through the front, but do you want to, like, prank him and say they stabbed through, like, the back?
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. The autopsy... These guys must be, like... We have to basically pretend... You have to suspend your disbelief a little here, almost, and say the autopsy people never get anything wrong. Because if they did, then that would heavily impact gameplay. So you can't... So that is a case where you do have to suspend your disbelief and just go... Autopsy people, they're goats. They're omniscient. They know all. Anything that they put down on this piece of paper, in this autopsy, they know 100%. Like, they saw it themselves. Like, these guys know. But how did they know it was from behind? And in fact, how was it from behind? It looks, for all intents and purposes, like the water came out, stabbed him through, and then Garrett came over, scuttled over, took the sword and rammed the sword through when, like, you know, he rammed the sword through the wound that was already there. Instead, something must have happened to make the water bend round back, and then this and that, and...
So that's the weird anime sword.
Which is like, you know, I'd be fine if it was like, oh, most of the blood's out here, but there's lots of blood down here too, so... Can't be that they looked at the lots of blood here and went, oh, well, most of the blood came out here, because most of the blood came out both sides, really, which you'd expect from impalement. But either way, yeah, just little question there. Got to question that one. It was miles better than having to travel by carriage. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Commander White stepped in my way as I approached the tavern entrance. This time I took out my attorney's runestone and presented it to him.
No, you didn't.
I didn't, actually.
Tyrion did that himself.
Tyrion.
The game's playing itself.
Tyrion, what are you doing? I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have every right to look at the crime scene.
Whatever. Just remember, I've got my eye on you. You can take that rock out of my face now.
Sorry. Yay, I'm in an investigation. And there's a secret psychological, 5-second foreshadowing. Questions. Commander White, I was wondering if I could ask you some questions.
You seriously think I'm gonna help you? I know who your boss is and I know what you're up to. Should probably send you here to con me.
He's angry and shocked. Just need information about the crime scene, as is my right.
Yeah, sure you do.
First I thought he was just another corrupt knight, but this felt oddly personal. I wondered if this could all just be a misunderstanding. I'd be able to persuade him to cooperate with me. I thought I was going to say this is... Hey look, it's Tyrion Cuthbert.
Miss Yanis, from the very beginning I felt like you've been hiding something from us.
Wow.
You'll occasionally need to argue against people and persuade them to cooperate in your investigation. Psychological profiles help you in these ensuing arguments. They give you information about your opponent and help you in understanding which options to pick. Fill the person's psych profile by talking to them or presenting certain items.
Is that Phil and then unfill?
For a frame.
Little frame skip there. I'll present him. What do you think about this?
I don't know what you're expecting to say.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Tell me about yourself. What the hell? Alright, give me your life story. Come on, man. I have to ask, did something happen between you and Mr. Moore?
Ha! Mr. Mora. You really are her lackey.
She's my legal guardian. I owe a lot to her. Did I turn on auto without realising? Why was it going on so quick? Okay, devs. Disregard. If you want to disregard anything we said, disregard everything we said up until now. One thing I need you to do. When auto is on, make it look like auto is on. Like, why has auto not got an on thing? You just click auto and then it, you know, most games will put that, like, arrow thing or the like. Yeah, take anything. Take Ace Attorney. I think Ace Attorney has like a little, it's got something that looks like this, and then when you press auto, it turns to like arrows that points, you know, oh, we're going on to the next text box. Or maybe that was some other game I played recently, but, you know, the bottom line is, oh, actually, no, I think that's Three Hopes plug. Some, you know, Monday, 7 o'clock. 7 p.m. to 11, no, yeah, 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. GMT. Look at that. Little plug for you there, wow. But either way, no, please put an auto, something that shows me I'm on auto. I got so spooked that the mouse was bugging or something there. She's my legal guardian. I owe a lot to her. Ah, that's who you were this whole time? I didn't even know she had a kid. Look, I don't know what she told you, but she ain't the hero you think she is. This is about the rumours, isn't it? They're just lies spread by the nobility to discredit her. Ain't lies, kid, I've seen it for myself. The woman's a criminal. Not enough of a criminal for him to actually charge her, though. He just doesn't like her. Criminal. She's at doesn't like you criminal level, not like I have probable cause. My hand clenched into a fist before I calmed myself down. This wasn't time for emotion. All I could think of was that Arthur clip where, you know, he's about to punch his sister. He's like, fuming. She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She hates the aristocracy just as much as you do. Yeah, whatever.
And you know my characters would be on screen for a bit.
Yeah. Never knew you were Tamara's kid. Always figured you were her intern or something. She doesn't really talk about it much. I've never seen her in court.
Distant about it.
It's hard to picture a woman like that raising a kid. Wasn't much to picture. She raised me the same way she built a case. Sternly, stoically, and always in control. Good lord.
That's not that bad, except for, I guess, lacking in warmth or something.
It'd be best for me to try something else. Have to ask, did something happen between you and Mr. Mora? Here's another question I have. Why is it that when you present the same thing as that, shouldn't it tick that you've seen that conversation even if you didn't press the talk button? Just because, you know, this is what we've gone over.
Oh.
Oh, wait, is that? No. Yeah, no, it isn't. I thought for a second that it went away when you did auto. Look at this. I don't see where the auto is. My hands are off. Look, I'm doing it with my mind.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't tell you at all.
You were out of the room when I was saying, but wow. If you want to disregard anything we've said up until now, devs, please just make an auto thing that I can see, because that scared the living hell out of me. Seems to speak negatively about magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages?
It ain't a grudge, it's common sense. All it takes is one spell. Some rich kid just needs to wave their hand and mutter some magical nonsense. The next thing you know, someone's dead on the ground. Not to mention, if some bonehead really overuses their magic, they end up snapping and turning cyber psycho.
Wait, no, that's not right. Are you talking about Mage Blight?
That's what happens when a mage gets too arrogant. Nobles have that in spades.
Don't know if this is going too far, but why would you join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that
my job is to sweep noble crimes under the rug.
Didn't mean to insinuate.
Nope. I have the right of it. Anytime a noble screws up, I'm told to look the other way. Every once in a while, I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. Can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. At least they were before your boss showed up.
Boss? Do you have something against what Mr. Moore was doing? I think he might have. That's my bad for going in reverse order. That's just weird. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly?
Trying to pick a fight with me?
No, I'm genuinely curious.
Well, we're called in whenever they find traces of magic at a crime scene.
Crimes like this happen often.
Maybe once in a blue moon.
Made sense. Most mages were in the nobility, after all. Ones who made a habit of falling into scandals didn't last very long.
Must have an easy job, then. You got that right. That's the only reason we exist. Clean up the nobility's messes.
Didn't seem very happy about that. It's time to argue with him. Commander White was being hostile towards me. At first, I thought he was just being corrupt or apathetic. He seemed to have a personal grudge against Miss Tamora and me. If I could clear up this misunderstanding, he might help me. I started an argument with RM White. Wow, it's going to be fire. Chess pieces. Commander White is stubborn and stuck in his ways. He seems to have a grudge against Ruby Tamora and will act negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks. Do you have an issue with me, Commander White?
Don't give me that crap. I've seen who you work for. Think I don't know what you're doing? Ruby Tamora's a crooked lawyer. I'll be dead in the ground before I help you.
Now, I have no right to throw baseless accusations against Miss Tamora. Well, no. My client deserves fair trials, fair representation. All I'm trying to do is give that to her. Or I could, regardless of what Miss Tamora has done, I'm the one heading this case. Regardless of what Miss Tamora has done, I'm the one heading this case. You don't even know me. Whatever problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me.
I've seen how she defends her clients. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, she'll do whatever it takes to win.
Does she actually do that? That's... Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Orem's... Orem clearly doesn't like her, so... I don't know if I'm fully on board with just going, oh, yeah, Orem's going to be right. Yeah, Orem's going to be right. He's, you know... He's saying the truth here, speaking the truth. But, like... I don't know. He did say that he's seen her a lot doing this, and I don't know... I guess he would still dislike her because she still helps mages, but, you know... I don't know, I hope she actually isn't doing that, because we've already seen that she's more than willing to say, just pay me and I'll work my magic.
You're just another crook. Doesn't matter what you say, I know you're just like her.
Me being her successor has nothing to do with it, helping me is the right thing to do. I'm not Ruby Tamora, what you think of her isn't relevant here. But regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm trying to run an honest case. Forgery, bribery, blackmail? Have you seen me do any of those things? I've only defended my client by pointing out your mistakes. I mean, I guess, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think rationalise, surely. Probably rationalise, I don't know, I feel like deflect is fair as well. In the sense that, like, well, he's...
hit his psych profile again? I think deflect or rationalise could work.
Yeah.
Based on that. Have you seen me do any of those things is very much defending yourself.
Yeah.
And pointing out your mistakes, like, adding a little extra bit of that,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
He's got me by the balls there.
Forgery, bribery, blackmail? Have you seen me do any of those things? Because the way I see it, I've only defended my client by pointing out your mistakes.
Look, kid, after what I've seen her pull in court, I'm not gonna fall for it. I have no reason to trust you. No matter what, I know you're a crooked lawyer raised by the biggest crook of them all.
You have no proof that she's a crook, and you certainly don't have any proof that I'm one either. I'm just a defense attorney who's given you information about the case. Nothing I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. The only thing she taught me was how to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crooked behaviour?
My money's on deflect.
Yeah, my money's definitely on deflect too. I'm just a defense attorney who's asking you for information about the case. Nothing that I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Spent some time searching for a rebuttal, but after a while he just let out a resigned sigh.
You just want info on the case, right?
Yes, that's all I'm asking for.
Right, fine. Answer your questions. You better not make me regret this.
Argument 1.
Successfully persuaded Oren White.
That's a nice mechanic.
Yeah.
It was a nice mechanic before, and it's a nice mechanic
Yeah.
now.
Absolutely.
Of course, this is like one of the first real usages of it, because you had to build a psych profile before. Which I think is a nice use of the presenting thing.
Yeah. There's a lamp mounted on the wall. Seemed to be built into the tap. Is this an artificery machine? Didn't expect to find something so sophisticated in a town like this.
Artificery is just magic with a different name.
Actually, these machines draw ether from surrounding ley lines to...
I didn't ask for a science lesson. Anyways,
There's another shop.
look where the artificery got these folks. Energy cell broke and they haven't had any power for weeks. Just goes to show that nothing can beat good old oil and flame.
Broken power cell. It's outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery, however the arcane power cell's been broken for weeks and the lamp can't turn on. It's a portrait of someone. There's some text on it, and I can hardly read Tyrion's text because it's gotten darker. Is that just me? No. Gotten. Oh. Well, no, it got darker. What is that?
Nice hat thing.
Yeah, it's a nice hat. Adam Eveley. Yeah, Adam Eveley. Politician of the Potentic. I've heard of this guy. Some kind of politician from one of the nations south of it.
That was Orin.
Oh, I've heard of this guy. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations south of it.
He had a horrible voice crack.
The sentence-long voice crack.
Sentence.
Sentence-long voice crack. I heard he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they have going on down there.
Election? Flintheart been studying alternate forms of government for his little revolution. It's a painting of a mage. There's some text on it. Sonala Daglian, a legendary practitioner of arcane arts. He mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. So someone drew a little picture of what they thought it looked like. It just looks like him fighting bloody void soul. Like,
Yeah.
Daglian was reckless in casting the spell, however, and he quickly lost control of it. His body was never found. Many speculate that he didn't die during the accident, but if that were true, where did the spell take him?
Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic.
Might explain why Flintheart kept it in his tavern. I mean, it was a transmutation spell, so did he turn into a book or something?
Maybe he did turn into a book.
I mean, that kind of implies that transmutation spells, if it takes you somewhere, does that imply that the teleportation rune thing is a form of transmutation, or...?
I thought what was implied from that was that his thing exploded so hard that they couldn't even get any of his body.
He just... to ash.
Yeah, like,
wiped
I
out.
thought that was what they were going for with that. I guess you're right in that it could be teleportation of some kind, but...
Well, I mean, I was saying, you know, he may speculate he didn't die during the accident, well, he didn't blast off, you know, Team Rocket blasting off again. There were candles on each of the tables in the dining area. There were also lamps mounted on the wall. On closer inspection, they appeared to be artificial, machines that could reproduce the effects of magic. Why wasn't the Inquisition using those instead? Well, we already know they're broken. There's a chalk outline on the ground of the tavern, creating a rough silhouette of Flintheart's body. Chalk lines matched the crime scene photo in my room this time. Noticed the traces of transmutation magic on the ground in the photo. Traced my finger over the areas where they'd been detected.
Why?
Texture was rougher and almost sticky. Someone used transmutation magic to alter the floor.
Bro ran his finger over
Yeah.
broken glass. Ow! I'm bleeding profusely.
Shards of a broken bottle were next to the chalk outline and were embedded in my fingernail. This shard has a label on it. It says Lotus Juice.
Never heard of that brand before.
Shuttled bottle of Lotus Juice.
Lotus juice.
Glad to see he's doing well.
Yep. Bro's making loads of Persona songs.
I'm not entirely sure that the sword was the real murder weapon. Alright. Guess you want to prove that someone else stuck the sword in the body. Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we didn't. That would have been a little too convenient, wouldn't it? If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. I think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern. Doubt it. After the trial, Steelman turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. If there was something hidden here, we would have found it already. Can't believe you overlooked something so obvious. Oh, shut it with that. I already got an earful about that mess from Steelwind. You don't have to worry about me screwing things up. Steelwind's taken over the entire investigation. Prosecutors normally do that. Nope. She ain't no prosecutor, she's a Steelwind. I know better to go against orders from her sort.
Also, notably, as we were talking about him being the commander, isn't it crazy? Isn't it insane that Orin White has no arcane art? He's not a mage, and yet he's the commander. Despite the fact that we already know there must be mages in the Arcane Inquisition to do things like divination spells and all of that. So there must be mages, but he's their commander. He's out here superseding the authority of those mages.
I know we made a mistake, but she's taking this too far. She even had my men draft a map of the crime scene. Really, could I see it? Knock yourself out, I have a bunch of copies. Don't know how much good it'll do you, though.
Copies?
She made them
Draw the map of the crime scene. Now draw it again! Now draw it again!
Okay. Geometrically scaled map of the crime scene. She made them draw this multiple times, these poor guys. It's really impressive drawing.
But is it really? Is it really? You know what I mean? Like, is this really not copied? Or like, how do they copy the things?
They got one of those press.
They've
They
got a
got a
printer.
printing press. They had a printing press, and they just pressed it down.
Okay.
Or maybe she has. Maybe one of Arya's spells is the print paper.
Print paper.
Print paper spell. Copy paper.
Makes a paper version of a copy of paper just by looking at the paper.
I think we know how she got straight A's.
Wait, what?
Copy homework spell.
The copy homework spell.
I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true.
Hold on, before
she's better than most of the prosecutors I've faced.
Hold on, before I answer that question, are you actually the Tyrion Cuthbert, like the Grand Master of Chet? What a pain in my ass is what she is. And damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. And Lord knows what she's even doing here. Do you think she's here on behalf of her father? Oof. I honestly don't know. My men are on edge because of that. You know, we were deployed to one of those regions. One where an old man was squashing those rebellions. Said they needed to investigate the terrorists there, but by the time we got there, they just had us clean up the bodies. Scout Lord. Doesn't matter if it's women or children. Lucio Steelwind will kill them all the same. Bunch of my men quit after that. Couldn't stomach working for a monster like that. What about you? We all gotta get paid somehow. Not like he can do anything. He's basically a juke.
Isn't he a duke?
Basically a duke?
Basically a duke? I mean, he's one of the four pillar families who's, you know...
Yeah, the Duke of Finance, I think we...
Well, yeah, no, the Duke of Finance is one of the four pillar families.
Well, he's the head of one of the four pillar families.
Why is being a Grand General not considered being a duke? He's just like, he's basically a duke.
They're the same class.
He's not a duke. What is he?
The same tier.
He's a marquis, but he just has a very large territory. He's just a very powerful marquis.
It's like, what, huh? But anyway, we've just got the information we needed there of first-hand information. He has no reason to lie about this.
Yeah.
So this is gospel. Doesn't matter if it's women or children. Lucio Steelwind will kill them all the same.
A bunch of my men quit after that. They couldn't stomach working for a monster like that.
So, as I said before, children can't protest. and they also obviously can't be in a violent protest. So, if you protest in a situation, he kills everyone. Why wouldn't
So
they
basically, when we get Garrett Pierce indicted for this shit,
Yeah.
he's gonna walk so fast.
Yeah.
When he says that his motive was trying to stop Flynnhart from inciting Steelwind to come and murder everyone
Yeah.
there.
Like, what? Why would he get any? Why would he get any time for that when that's literally what they want? He's gonna do it anyway. Like, it's
Found everything that I could in the dining area, but what did it all mean? No, the murder weapon was found? There wasn't any evidence of another person at the scene either. I only knew about the anonymous witness who discovered the body. Hey, you okay, kid? Once again, I let everything else disappear from the world. You listening? There's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to whether or not Flynnhart moved when he was attacked. What? How did Flynnhart move before he died? There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. That fact implies something about the location of Flynnhart's death.
Deductions.
Tyrion will sometimes think through the statements. I think that's valid.
Celeste did not die last week.
I'm pretty sure that's valid. So, you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, you know.
Hello there. Sam and address 998. Welcome to the stream.
What did he say?
With his legs.
With his legs.
Which is very accurate because he actually did move with his legs.
Yeah.
Sadly, we can't pick this out, so we'll
Yeah.
have to move on to something else. Tyrion did not scream after the arrest.
I mean,
You know,
is
the
this
funniest-
not...
The funniest thing about this mechanic is you can make so many of...
Tyrion did scream during the
argument.
Is that not valid? Is that not valid? I'm pretty sure that's valid.
Yeah. Tyrion did scream last week. Anyway, what is it? Flynnhart,
It's
the killer, did not move after the arrest.
Maybe.
Maybe.
maybe. What, Tyrion? Calm down with that. The killer did not move during the attack. No, well, I mean, I suppose so because Flynnhart didn't move during the attack. Flynnhart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. He might have even died instantaneously. False! And I can prove it because we know he died at.
Yeah, he died 4 minutes
he
after
died-
he was.
He
after
died
the call
at
was,
1:12, and he was
stabbed at 108.
108. That's not
Uh,
instantaneous.
Instantaneous is 3 minutes or under.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Thank you. Thanks for agreeing with us, Oral.
Thanks.
There's also the...
That's the wrong voice.
Wrong voice.
There's also the autopsy report, which says that he died from a stab from behind. Must have been facing away from his attacker. He was probably caught off guard, and he would have been in shock and too incapacitated to move. It also doesn't look like the body was dragged anywhere. He was definitely attacked right where the chalk outline was.
It is a bit. It is set in a fantasy setting as opposed to in our world. So that is probably why. Although it does have rather interesting mechanics such as actually having magic that you have to take into account in the cases. So there is that.
It's very anime and very very fantasy.
Yeah. But so far it's pretty good. Pretty good, I will have to say.
There's also the shattered bottle of lotus juice.
How did the bottle shatter?
Fragments are right next to the body. The bottle must have only been shattered hours ago.
Tyrion dropped... Hang on, I didn't do this. Tyrion dropped the murder weapon after the
Tyrion
rest.
dropped the murder.
What are we trying to say here?
Maybe.
How did the bottle...
What did you do, Tyrion?
Tyrion hid the blood yesterday. Celeste fled the tavern after the arrest.
That was technically correct. That did happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a thing that's in this game. I'm not sure why. In hindsight,
Yeah.
I'm not sure overly why, but like it's. I always felt myself like for completeness, it should be there.
Yeah.
I prefer having it there,
What if?
especially since it means you can present,
drops there.
you know, yourself as a character to a person to get information potentially on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Flintheart dropped the bottle exactly when he was attacked, which implies that he was holding it when the attack occurred. Shattered bottle of lotus juice. Presumably, it was dropped during the murder.
What's so strange about that?
These details may seem insignificant, but together, they'll give me a better idea of what the board looked like.
I just noticed something when the text box wasn't there.
Yeah, what?
He's
Arm's
got a really
weird.
big gash in his
Yeah.
armor, and he's the commander of the Inquisition.
So he definitely has money.
Do they not pay this guy to fix his armor, or does he just not care?
I mean, considering how he acts so nonchalant all the time, I'm kind of guessing he just doesn't care. Like, he was halfway through the trial and he was just looking over at Arya like, huh?
Name and occupation, witness.
Oh yeah. My name's. It's like what?
I actually didn't know that.
That's crazy.
I actually didn't know that.
Wow. Does
We should
Tyrion?
We
have-
should try that when Celeste is next on. See if she says
that's true.
anything funny about Tyrion.
Yeah, definitely could.
Trials and Tribs is definitely. I'd probably put it as my favourite Ace Attorney.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I personally really like. I mean, I don't think I like 2 more, but I like 2-4 a lot.
2-4 is one of the best cases in the series.
I
for
just
sure.
really like 2-4.
But like,
But you know.
2-3 is a bit of a sticking point, and 2-1 is just kind of there. 2-2's all right, but it has to spend a lot of time dealing with like the new Magatama mechanic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's through his vision, so that's
Yeah.
why I guess we're not.
Yeah, Tyrion's eyes are cameras. That's what.
Tyrion's eyes are cameras. He's a robot.
I wouldn't say that. Wait. Oh no. Hang on. He is actually the only one not look. I guess because he doesn't have a sprite looking at
That
us.
is true. Yeah, because it's taken from his sprite in court as opposed to
Yeah, everyone
a
else
specially
looks.
made sprite.
He just kind of does that
Yeah.
turn. He
It was a
doesn't wanna-
candid shot. It was a candid shot.
The board.
It's also the fact that the lights were out. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Oren?
No, we had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly.
What was the state of the crime scene?
Blood.
We thought it was weird too. Bill and her father must have had their argument in the dark.
So they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights.
Oh, I forgot to mention this when the lights were brought up, but
Maybe.
Tyrion went on about how I didn't expect to see something so advanced in a place like this.
Yeah.
Not just a place out here in the boonies. A tavern that's been shut down for years in the boonies.
What if?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't. Yeah, that is very
That
true.
mercenary money must be insane.
That mercenary. Yeah, she must really, really have a lot of money for that. Crime scene
Wasn't lit by the lamps. The killer was attacked by Celeste.
No. The bottle was destroyed by Flintheart. We just did that one. We just did that one. If there was any lighting during the attack, could have been produced by the murderer. I could slowly see the position of the pieces, but there were still areas I was unsure of. So
Broken
the lights
power cell.
were out. The lights were not operational during the murder. They must have used a torch or lantern of some kind. Additionally, the argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been sparked by something. Things seemed fine between them before I went to bed. Another case of me saying Flintheart because I can't say Flintheart for some reason. It was spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. He probably never saw the attack coming. He would have been surprised and in too much shock to run away. Kid? Bottle may seem so insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Was he pouring a drink for himself or a visitor?
Kid!
was in a frenzy, but the commander snapped me back to reality. Hear that little... Ooh,
You finished the deduction.
yeah, little
sting.
deduction sting there. That's nice.
What was that all about?
Sorry, I just get lost in my head sometimes. Yeah, well, cut it out. You were mumbling like a crazy person. Right, sorry. Felt like I'd found everything I could here. It was time to move somewhere else. I actually want to try it on Oren. Oh, he says the... Oh, that says the, That says the same thing as...
Is it gone?
It's gone, but it's like when... If you presented Tamora, he actually had a text box with Tamora. He had a text thing... Conversation with Tamora about Tamora here, but...
You could just present Tamora and get it as well. Which makes a lot of sense to me instead of, like... Just not doing that.
Yeah.
And having him go, I don't know what to talk about this particular subject.
As I made my way upstairs, I overheard Steelwind arguing with someone.
If you keep showing your face here, people will start asking questions. I have the investigation under control now. All you have to do is stay quiet until this is over. You may be a Steelwind, but this is my land. I will do as I see fit.
As I turned down the hallway, I bumped into what appeared to be a nobleman. With a quick motion, he drew a handkerchief to clean the parts of his clothes that had brushed against me, his cold gaze hardening into a contemptuous glare.
Damn!
And apparently a very dirty Tyrion.
It's funny because he looks pretty, like,
Well put
you
together.
know, yeah, the suit,
Yeah,
the
suit, yeah.
he looks pretty classy.
Yeah, I don't know why he's, really don't like me. Gave me the same look he'd probably given to a rotting pile of excrement on the Cornhaven streets.
Wiped from this world like excrement from a boot.
Oh, sorry.
Watch where you're going, you weed. Oh, you're that defense attorney for the trial, aren't you?
I'm also the Grandmaster
You're also
of
the
Chess.
Grandmaster of Chess.
And you are?
I am Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land.
Garrick Pierce, age 38. Occupation, nobleman. Leader of House Pierce, he is the ruling noble of Cornhaven and villages nearby. Appears to be involved in Prosecutor Steelwind's case against Celeste, but to what extent?
I suppose I should thank you for playing a role in the current trial. If only you weren't such a stubborn nuisance.
Suppose that you also believe my client is guilty.
I never said that.
But I'm not wrong, am I?
Matters not what I believe, this entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the public. Magic is a gift for the nobility and the nobility alone. It is a symbol of our cosmic right to rule. I wonder why cosmic instead of divine.
Yeah, true.
Bastards
That's
like
right.
that girl should know their place. This is what happens when the gift of magic is used by those of impure blood.
I mean, we're finally getting our first look at the actual, I suppose, typical nobleman in this context. In this, you know.
Yeah.
In the narrative, because before this, obviously we didn't really have any... I mean, we had Arya, I suppose, but everyone was saying she's really abnormal. She,
Yeah.
she doesn't act like
She doesn't act like a standard noble. This
Yeah.
is a standard noble.
So, this is our first look at an actual standard noble, and he's very, very, like... He's very pompous.
Huh, I must commend you. You almost had me fooled.
Excuse me?
Wait, do you actually believe her little story?
What good is a defense attorney if they don't believe in their clients?
Scaled lord, and here I took you for another envious commoner. But you actually believe that trite.
Transmutation.
I mean, we did see him
Yeah.
kill the guy in the opening for this case.
Yep.
So, like,
Fair enough.
are you sure you're Tamora's brat?
I knew I had to pick my battles, but I really weighed the legal consequences of punching him square in the face.
Keep it cool.
Calm
Keep it
down.
cool,
Calm down.
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Don't do that. Do not do that.
Let me tell you something, boy. Even if that bastard is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. If the king believes there is any unrest here, even for a moment, he will unleash Lucio Steelwind and his soldiers upon this region. I'm sure you're well aware of what tends to follow after. Mass killing.
Mass killing, yeah. You know, I still to this moment.
Lucio Steelwind's basically like a bomb. Like he just says a bomb.
I don't know why.
It's like we'll be bombed by Lucio Steelwind.
Why are we
he
having
is the bomb?
Having everyone unanimously say that Lucio Steelwind results in absolutely mass killings is crazy. It immediately just means if you make it so Lucio Steelwind is so deeply rooted in just if he comes to your town, everyone's dead. You know, wait, hang on, guys, what's going on? You know, like it's so much more like Arya's just sitting there like, oh yeah, I mean, you know, she's sitting there like, I can understand why she'd be ashamed of it, but like, it's almost like having a dad who's a corrupt noble is the sort of level of, yeah, you're right, you know, ...
Dad's a bit corrupt.
He literally did just say, your dad comes around and kills commoners, nobles, men, women, children, everyone.
Women and children, en masse.
En masse. Oren White literally said, men, women, children, doesn't matter.
Some of my guys quit because they didn't want to work for a monster like him.
Like, what?
Ooh.
It's just terrifying. It's like, maybe we should linger a bit more on that active threat of, whoa, Arya, why is your dad so evil? It doesn't mean my client should be convicted of a crime she didn't commit.
What is once insignificant girl when compared to the stability and well-being of the people of this land? You're far too short-sighted. It's enough. Stop antagonising him, Pierce.
Glanced at the prosecutor for a moment and then back at me. For a moment I caught a flicker of fear in his eyes. I suppose that even House Pierce had reason to fear the Steelwinds. Without another word, he walked down the stairs. I mean, he did make it, like, frighteningly clear that he does have a reason to fear the Steelwinds.
Yeah, because Lucio Steelwind will just...
He'll just
wreck you
poof.
And your entire, like...
He actually said
territory.
Earlier... He did say, again, in episode 1, he did say earlier that he was going to... That he feared that Lucio Steelwind would kill the commoners and the nobles. He would kill Garrick himself. So even if he has some, you know, even if he doesn't care for the commoners, which we can see that he definitely doesn't care for commoners. But even if he doesn't care for commoners, how are you having him say? How are you having him? You know, he said the line, "I'm not going to become another one of Steelwind's casualties," in scare quotes. He is somehow.
And then Ruby
known
said,
to do this.
And then Ruby said, I'm going to... he's... What was it? He's killed people in the thousands.
Yep.
Like, damn!
And Orem said, women, children, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Will no one think of the children?
And Arya's just like, you know.
I don't agree with him.
What?
Our system should exist to deliver truth and justice, not quell public opinion.
If you really believed that, so you wouldn't be working against my client. Do you honestly think she's the kind of monster who would frame her, who would murder her own father? What, frame her own father? He's dead.
I'm not so superficial I'd judge someone based on their appearance. The only thing I trust is evidence. And all of it points to her as the only possible killer.
Is that really what you believe? Or are you just hiding the fact that you're here on your father's behalf?
I am not working with my father. I'm working against him just as much as you are.
What? She's working against her father? That's crazy. That's crazy coming from Tyrion. She's what?
What?
What? She's working
against the psycho.
He just looked at her and he was like, "This one, baby killer. These are baby killer eyes."
She seems like a psycho.
These are the eyes of a psycho right here. It's like, I don't know.
My apologies. I don't know what came over me.
It's fine.
I respect you, Mr. Cuthbert. You should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine.
Tried to think of a retort, but said nothing as
Why would you want to retort to that?
Yeah,
That was a pretty based line, honestly.
She just went, you know, I respect you. And then he was like, wait.
I need to
Hang on.
retaliate.
God, I can't think of anything. It's like, what? Why are you going to slag her off for that? What? Several doors led to the guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that Mr. Moore and I used, they didn't look like they'd been opened for quite some time. There were some candles lighting up the hallway. Looked like they were part of the old architecture. There was a door at the end of the hallway. Saw light from under the door. Someone was inside. Tried to open the door, but it seemed to be locked. Knocked on the door, but received no answer in return. It's just a cool door. And nothing else to examine here, so should probably go to the Rathon dungeons. I arrived back at the dungeons. Celeste was huddled down in the corner of her cell. She noticed me, and the weight from her shoulders seemed to lift, if only for a moment.
You know, I just realised, like, this game really... Tyrion narrates way more than, say, Phoenix does.
Oh, absolutely,
Like,
yeah.
way more.
I think that's to its benefit, because we need a lot more narration. We need a lot more narration to get a lot more world building out, so that we can have a lot more of the understanding of where not just Tyrion sits in the world, but where the world functions, really.
Yeah. Hi.
She'd avoided me before, but I doubt she'd seen many Many
fenny faces.
She'd avoided me before, but I doubt she'd seen many friendly faces since the trial. Forgive me, it's been like 3 hours 15 of just voicing Tyrion constantly, and occasionally Oren. Hi, I can't stay for long. I just need to ask you some questions about the case.
Right.
Cell had a barred window. The bars were rusted.
This is the cell then, yeah?
Yep, this is a cell. If a prisoner tried to escape, there'd be a 3-story drop to freedom. There was a steel door that led into the cell. Magical mechanism covered by a steel box was placed over the lock. Couldn't help but notice that the mechanism had a dent in it. Looked like the impact had come from within the cell. Lit torches were hanging on the cell walls. It seemed a bit irresponsible to light a fire in her. But prisoner safety was probably the last thing on the Inquisition's mind.
Why? Is it unsafe?
Fire in a cell?
Yeah, but there's an open window.
Huh? That's not open.
What? I mean, it is for the air.
It's
It's not like they're going to die of smoke inhalation.
No,
It's
but
in
I
a
mean-
little brazier.
Okay, yeah, but what if a superpowered individual, such as this one here, took one of those torches? Generally, you
I
don't want
guess.
weird implements inside the cell.
I guess.
Plus, she could hurt herself with it.
I guess.
You don't want the prisoners to be hurting themselves. Either. I'm really sorry for what happened today.
Well, it ended up okay in the end, right?
That was unusually forgiving. If she hadn't calmed me down, the trial may have ended very differently.
I still don't understand, though. Why were there so many traces of magic at the crime scene?
Did you cast Mage Blade on that on your sword that day?
I used it when I was training last week. Is that where those traces came from?
No. Magical traces only last for 48 hours. After that, they disappear completely. Not to mention that spells only leave traces of magic on the objects that they're cast on. Even if the sword made physical contact with the body, the traces shouldn't have spread to the wound.
Really? What does that mean, then?
I don't know. The floor next to the body had a strange texture to it too. If the killer used a transmutation spell, it may have changed your sword and the surrounding floor.
Doesn't make any sense, though.
The unbreakable sword. I know my theory. I know my Siri sounds far-fetched.
Siri sounds far-fetched. Hey, Siri.
I know my theory sounds far-fetched, but the traces were only on parts of the sword. What?
It's on the whole sword.
On the whole sword!
bro.
Look, this is the sword! It's on the sword!
Every part that we're capable of seeing
Even up
is
here.
lit up.
The hexagon is the thing. Look, there's a hexagon up here. That is not in the circle.
Hexagon Havoc.
You can't just say, oh, it's a magical trace in a circle. There's the hexagon. That must mean that the outer layer of the sword must have broken off during the murder.
My sword can't be damaged like that, even when transmutation magic is used on it. That's the whole reason why I have it.
Sorry, what does he mean? The outer layer of the sword. What does he mean? Like, does he mean like there were bits of it shaved off? When he stabbed.
Guess.
When she stabbed. When Flintheart was stabbed, it was like a shot. He had a whetstone in his body and just sharpened off the transmutation. How can you be so sure?
Back when I was travelling, I'd always break my weapons by swinging them too hard. They'd end up breaking in 2 or 3 swings, maybe 4 if it was well made.
Damn. How much force was she swinging those weapons with?
That sword was a gift from one of my clients. Said it was specially carved from the bones of a purple worm. Oh, I kind of thought that would be with a Y.
No, worm.
Transmutation spells can't damage them.
Bones of a worm is the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, worms aren't known for having
Do worms
bones.
have bones? Is there any worm who has bones? Someone, please look that up.
I'll look it up right now.
Do worms have bones? I don't know, maybe.
Do worms have bones?
I'm sure there's some weird worm out there that probably does have bones, but you know. So one of her clients.
Worms do not have bones. But they do have a hydrostatic skeleton that helps them move through the soil.
Oh. You can have a skeleton without having bones?
Well, yeah, it's hydrostatic.
Oh. I didn't realise that. I thought skeleton specifically meant it had to be bone. You know. Guess cartilaginous can also be one? I don't know. I'm not a biologist.
Transmutation spells can't damage them. I've had it for years and it doesn't have a single chip in it. I don't even need to sharpen it.
Where did you get this sword again?
The Eastern Kingdoms. Yeah. They have magic in the Eastern Kingdoms?
They have magic in the Eastern Kingdoms? Because that's kind of what that's implying. You don't exactly say, hey, this can't be damaged by thing I wouldn't know about. I mean, I guess the Eastern Kingdoms...
Hold on a damn second.
What?
Bring up that text log again.
What?
I've had it for years and it doesn't have a single chip in it. I don't even need to sharpen it. It was specially carved from the bones of a purple worm.
They had to make very delicate work with that carving.
So you're telling me this thing is completely unbreakable, except it was forged?
They like, I don't know, maybe they just did some weird chiseling work and stuff to specifically like...
She doesn't even need to sharpen it. She doesn't even need to sharpen it. So we're not talking about, like, the edges get dull really easily because they scrape off.
That sword is, this sword is the real, this is the real magic.
This is the
real
magical
superpower
bullshit
of
sword.
friendship.
It's the magical bullshit
This
sword.
is the superpower of friendship sword. It looks strange. But I guess
Also,
it's
which bit is the purple worm thing?
all of it.
But, so are their bones multicolored?
Maybe this is the bone, and then this is some flesh. And its flesh is also just really hard as well.
If you say so.
Or maybe this is the bone, and then this is the flesh.
It's a purple worm, so the purple bit could be bone.
Yeah, maybe that's the bone, and the worm is actually white, and that's some skin on the top, just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
They forgot to take the skin off. With like a potato with you know the skin on, and we'll never know where this weird magazine like firearm cartridge looking thing came from. I don't actually know where that came from. It doesn't seem to be there, but it's very clearly on there. So it's above that thing, the circly-do. That seems to be the circly-do. No cartridge. I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking. Maybe I'm overanalyzing that sword.
Overanalyzing.
Isn't travel outside of Wyvern illegal? Well, there's a strange quote for us.
North Korea.
Yeah. Travel outside of Wyvern is illegal.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Like, that is so dystopic.
Which, I mean, it does mean that, as I said before, she could definitely get arrested for that. Like, is she really going to blag that hard that she's just going to say, no, I actually got this from a trader who came to my town and then left. He just had this sword, you know, on him, with him. Yeah. And I bought it off him for, like, 3 gold.
Mercenaries don't have a lot more legitimate options for working Wyvern God. I did what I had to do.
Too many people just getting slaughtered by Steelwind.
Yeah.
Lucio Steelwind's just wiped them out.
Why? Why is that the case? You know? Do inns not need bodyguards?
I'm surprised that there's not more public outcry than there already is. You'd think there'd be a very, like, destabilized environment around the common folk if they knew, and everyone does seem to know, about the Lucio Steelwind fiasco. I mean, this guy just goes around, like, destroying villages. No one cares? Like, once again, is the you know, is the state of the country so bad that people in the city just don't care about people outside of, like, the cities? They just think, oh, they're off in the farms, they're not worth what we are, we don't care. Because then you get this much, now you have this much weirder one where you have the farmers out in the you know, surrounding territories, and then you have the, like, common folk in the city, though, and they think themselves higher than the farmers, and then you have the nobles who think them higher than everyone, like, think themselves higher than everyone else. Huh? What she was saying was true. Why weren't the traces of transmutation magic covering the entire sword?
It really looks like they are, though.
I won't lie, it really, really looks like it's covering the entire sword. It's not covering the entire area. If it shouldn't be covering the entire sword, it should be a small circle cutting off, like, here, and then that bit's jutting out and that bit's jutting out.
Yeah,
but here,
that way it'd be clear to
here
us.
we have a circle where the sword's clearly kind of jutting out. Because that hexagon shouldn't be... This one should not be here. Like, look at that. That hexagon is going that far out. What, it just goes out like that? Triangle. Triangular... Weird little triangular hat for the big circle thing. I mean, it's got a bit there. Is that Kirby? No.
Kirby?
Yeah, it's just like 2 little bumble things going out on the right and left side. It's hands.
Okay, fine.
Could you tell me more about your farm? I'm sorry, I know this must be difficult for you. I remember how you two were yesterday.
Is this really gonna help?
Knowing more about him could help me figure out who actually did this.
Okay. I was adopted by the McCoys when I was a baby, but they always treated me like I was part of their family. Townsfolk would always shoo me away. They didn't want anything to do with a noble bastard. I'd got into a bunch of fights with them over that. I had to go and ruin everything.
He was a voice of dissidence, wasn't he? Did you share his views?
I knew he hated the nobility, but I didn't know about his rallies until just recently.
Damn, he
If I knew how much danger his life was in, I'd never have left Wyvern. I think he knew that.
He came out swinging originally. Remember when we met him and he just like went, "Oi, get out of my town, get out of here, you noble scum!" Oh, hang on, are you Ruby Tamora? It's so weird.
Are you Ruby Tamora and Tyrion Cuthbert, the Grand Master?
Are you? Wait,
Chess
hang on, you're that
Grandmaster
chess
of
player, aren't
Wyvern?
you? I swear you're that chess player. No one's seen the If you're at this point and you haven't seen the chess joke, it's because in the first episode there was a chess joke over the fact that Tyrion, well, he proclaimed that he had a match upcoming with the Duke of Finance, and in fact he
Had never lost a
match. So he's probably pretty good.
Yeah. I'd been there that night, he'd still be... It's all my fault.
It's not your fault. No one
Hit
could
me
have
with the
expected.
log real quick, because, like, I gotta say, if he knew how much danger if I knew how much danger his life was in, I'd never have left Wyvengard. I think he knew that. Bro, he's putting you at risk too.
Yep.
Because Lucia Steelwind will come and kill you, because it doesn't matter if you're 4 years old, bro.
Men, women, children.
He kills women and children too.
He drop kicks babies out windows.
He explodes everyone. Everyone. He
When do we
put
go
you
to-
at risk too.
When do we get to go to Lucio Steelwind Crater
Honestly,
Town?
he should be begging for her to leave Wyvengard.
Yeah.
Or at least go to a different town.
Yep. Wyvengard doesn't seem like a very nice place to be in.
It really doesn't.
He should get he should honestly get Celeste and his wife and out of the country, you know? Because if you're in a totalitarian dictatorship and your family lives in there, you bet your bottom dollar the dictator will grab your family and then say, "Hey, stop trying to bully me. I've got your I've got your kids. I have your kids." Felt sorry for her, but I really needed to know more. I could hear your argument from my room last night. Your neighbours must have overheard it too. Did any of them come to check on you? They might have seen the person who did this.
I doubt it. Even if they did see something, they wouldn't testify for someone like me.
Why? I thought your father was a key figure among the dissidents.
Yeah, but all of his supporters came from neighbouring towns.
What? Wow.
1, that's sensible for you. 2, that's a dick move for everyone in the town. That
Yeah.
you're going to. Because you're putting them in the line of sights of Bomb Man.
Yeah, Bomberman could just blow up the entire town. It seems like he likes doing that. You probably shouldn't, do
As
that.
long as you're not there while it happens. Everyone inside the village hates our family. People could tell I was adopted. It's not as if I look like either of my parents. Rumours spread about how some noble lord must have had a tryst with my mum, which would have meant I was her kid. They
Yeah.
were wrong, obviously, but it's hard to stop a rumour like that when it spreads.
People could tell I was adopted. What?
People could tell I was adopted because I don't look like either of my parents. But they also thought
They also
that
thought
one
I
of
looked
my
like my mum,
parents. They also thought that one of my parents was my biological parent.
They were like, this looks like... It looks like...
Bro, she looks like Jolene or whatever her name is.
Yeah, she looks enough like Flintheart's wife that we can get away with that. And it's terrible.
It's fine, I stopped caring about it years ago. Things were manageable before, but things got worse when my dad started speaking out against the nobility. He wasn't just a pariah at that point, he was drawing a lot of attention to Cornhaven. Oh, okay, so what was he doing before?
Yeah, what was he doing?
Because, like, he was a dissident, but not speaking out against the nobility? But to be a dissident, you'd be speaking out against the ruling class.
Unemployed. He was just terminally unemployed. He was the owner of the McCoy Tavern, but as I've said many a time, he had no commercial license. He couldn't legally run his tavern,
No,
so
what
he was
I'm
just
asking
unemployed.
is, how is he a dissident and not speaking out against the nobility?
He was silently doing it on COD games.
But he wasn't doing it silently enough that the village didn't hate them.
I don't know.
Everyone's heard about the rumours about what the Grand General's doing in villages like ours.
We sure have. We
know really hard. The neighbours tried to threaten my dad to stop, and when that didn't work, they started vandalising our tavern. They even steal my parents' supplies. I have to object because your tavern looks really good for something that's supposed to be vandalised. Even Tyrion was saying, "Oh wow, it's so dusty here." It's not dusty if everyone's been ransacking the place.
Yeah,
It's covered in debris and
also,
crap.
they should probably just kick them out of the town.
Yeah.
Like,
I had to come back to Wyvengard because of some other villagers broke into the tavern. Because
Wait, she was
some
out-
of the other villagers broke.
She was out of the country, and then she heard about. She was out of the country, and then she heard about a break-in, and then came back to stop the break-in.
Yep.
What? I mean,
Someone went,
maybe she
like-
just heard about the break-in, and then, How do you smuggle a message out of of North Korea, though, effectively. Like, what? They were cowards. They thought they could scare your dad into stopping. I wouldn't go that far, Tyrion. You're not exactly in a position to be saying that. What happens when your town's at threat of bomb man?
Yeah.
You can't, like, that's a bit much to call someone a coward for, you know, calling these people cowards for not wanting their family, like, completely massacred.
Would you call, say, let's continue using this. Would you call a North Korean a coward for not speaking out against Kim Jong-un?
Yeah, you can't.
I would not. I would never.
No, absolutely not.
Because his life is at risk.
Yeah.
His family are at risk.
Yep.
I can't call him a coward for not standing up against impossible odds.
Yeah, no.
I think it's the exact same, Tyrion, and that's really kind of, one, short-sighted, and two, a little bit cruel, honestly.
Yeah, it is.
To call these people cowards for not wanting to get bombed by the state.
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what Lucio is. He's essentially a bomb.
He's just their nuke. He just bombs. They throw missiles at these. They just throw missiles at these places, not really caring that everyone's gonna die. So they knew that a missile was coming for them, and they said, "Get out of our town! Get out! You're going to get us all killed." And it's not. It is absolutely not up to. It is absolutely in no way up to Flintheart over here to decide unilaterally that. He's not going to unilaterally decide that, no, all of us, we're all in this together. No, this is your fault, your problem. Leave the town. If you want to be a dissident, go somewhere that they're saying, we don't want the crown, we don't want the crown. Don't get us bombed because you don't like the crown. That's perfectly reasonable. I can't say, like, come on, Tyrion. Very, very callous.
They were scared. My dad was painting a giant target on this region. Thank you, Celeste.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It's not as if the kingdom would care if a village like ours were destroyed.
She wasn't wrong. Stories of Lucius Steelwind were circulating in the papers for months.
For months?
Even with that, he stood at the top of this kingdom. There were no real consequences.
Which begs the question. No, actually, we do know now, because the reason he stands at the top still is because, like you said, there were two options. The king's scared of him or the king likes him. And the king likes him. The king is directly telling him to do this.
Yeah, he's telling him to do this. So this
In fact,
honestly, this is fun.
he's just the gun.
Yep. The king's
the one who's
the
absolutely vile piece of shit who's blowing up men, women, and children alike for the crime of peaceful protesting.
Yeah. Wow. And we're like, what? It feels a bit weird because it's like, okay, we're just. It puts such a larger issue on the table of wow, this place is a shithole. What are we doing? And Tyrion's out here going, I should, I don't know, chatter with Celeste, you know. What?
Yeah, just fuck it, cut in and run. There's no point.
Honestly, Celeste should kind of run. I think the best option for her kind of really would be
piss off to some other country.
Getting her acquitted for this is not, which mind you, I don't know why. I don't know why the king wouldn't be like, oh yes, good. He, the chilling thing of the even more chilling thing of having Celeste be arrested for this and everything is that this sort of activity would definitely make dissidents less likely to do it. If you know, as I've said before, if Celeste is rewarded for killing her own father because he was a dissident, I had to do it, then if she gets rewarded for that, you know, rise Dame Celeste, you might have killed your own family, but you did the crown a service. Good job, you know. You did the honourable thing. No, instead of that, it kind of now implies that, no, the king likes these villages being burnt to the ground. He sows dissidence and allows it to happen to the point where he has the excuse of going, I was just, you know, I didn't like the dissidents, so I sent Lucius Steelwind after them. Is the king actually just, complete batshit? He's just completely insane and just does this for sport. He just throws Lucio Steelwind because it's funny.
This guy's bonkers.
Could you tell me why Flintheart was so angry at you?
For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated magic. He even mentioned it around him and fly into a rage about it.
And you were born a mage?
Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. Fighting always came naturally to me, so I became a mercenary and learned how to use magic to help me fight. Most of Wyvernguard's mages are in the nobility. People will pay a lot for a soldier who can use arcane magic.
So that's why she was a mercenary. Celeste learned magic so she could support her family. Apparently she just wanted Mageblade. She was like, yeah, Mageblade will do. What?
No, it's the log that I'm... The people will pay a lot for a soldier who can use arcane magic. Okay, but you just said that there isn't much work for mercenaries in Wyvernguard. So are you talking about people outside
I'm guessing
of
it's people
Wyvernguard?
outside of Wyvernguard.
But they shouldn't have any magic in the first place.
Well, I mean, they can... Well, Celeste is a very good point of this, of, wow, people will pay a lot for magic because it's not very common at all. No one knows it. That does, of course, raise the question of how do they know that purple worm bones don't react to transmutation magic, but I don't know about that one.
I saw him holding it and finally came clean to him, and that set him off. He shouted at me. He told me I'd betrayed him and everything he stood for.
Can't imagine how it must have felt.
I deserved it. I knew how much he hated magic. He was fighting for what he believed in, and I wasn't even there to protect him.
Don't say that, you couldn't have known this would happen. I'm sure he still loved you. He just lost his temper.
No, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me. And he died hating me.
Felt a sharp pain in my chest as I read that, but I didn't say anything more. Wait, does it actually pop up like that in front of him?
Oh, he said red.
He said red. He didn't say heard that. He said
oh my
read
god,
that.
you're right.
It pops up as a text box for him. This is actually Tyrion view. He literally sees this. He's just talking and he's like, why can't I see occupation defense attorney? He goes into a room. He goes into a room with he just goes into the exam hall. And they give him he gives the papers and everything, and as he's walking out, he just sees it pop up: occupation unemployed, occupation defense attorney. He's like, nailed it, let's go, did it. He just gets
Defense attorney.
as soon as he knew as he walked out, he got the job. This guy could apply to jobs and just see in real
Sees
time.
if he gets it or not. No, this bit has to be speaking because everyone else is speaking.
Yeah. I don't know. He read the
Unless he's also seeing evidence menus auto text log hide GUI.
high GUI. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Oh, finally I can see fully.
The Inquisition probably searched it already, but it's the only room I haven't seen yet.
At the end of the hallway, I think that's my room.
Do you know how I could get there? I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything strange.
Sorry, you're right. They always keep the key on me. You can use this to get inside.
It's just going to completely steal
You know,
everything
I
she
just
owns.
realised, in hindsight, of foresight, of having played this before,
Yeah. What?
the only reason we go in is to talk to Jolene.
Yeah.
So, we didn't need to. We didn't need to go in. We just needed Jolene to get out of that bloody room so we could talk to her.
Yeah, I guess her just sticking in the room is... Is that...
What, is she hiding in there?
Is that a keypad or something? What is that?
It's a brazier holder thing.
Oh, it is. I slid Celeste's key into the lock and turned it, allowing the door to creak open. Heard the fumbling of objects on the other side. Someone else was there.
I already told you, Knights, everything that I know.
Spider-Man.
God damn. What more do you... Oh, it's you.
Something about the way the woman carried herself reminded me of Celeste. I think she could actually be her real mother. I'm starting to believe the rumor. I knew she was.
To believe those rumours.
I knew she was adopted, but she clearly took after her mother. Well, I guess we know where the rumours started then. Recognised the same bubbly warmth in the woman's posture, tempered with a subtle hint of maturity.
Calm it down.
Calm
Calm it down.
down,
Calm it
Tyrion,
down, Tyrion. Calm it down.
Also, she just shouted at you. Tyrion was just like, oh damn. She just started shouting at him. He's like, well, it's very bubbly and warm.
Bubbly and warm attitude. He just got shouted in his face.
I think actually, having said that, I think it would have been better if she actually did pose more like Celeste.
Yeah.
Because she's a little bit herself.
Yeah.
I mean, this sprite is all right because you know the hand
Yeah,
over
the
mouth
hand thing's
for
right.
surprise. That is what Celeste does as well, so that's pretty good. But I don't know.
Hand
I feel
on her
like
hip. She's got the same stance as Arya.
Arya. Oh my god, she's Arya's secret mother too.
Yeah. Lucia Steelwind. What have you done?
But yeah, like I think it could have gone a little further with that. You know what I mean? Could have gone a little further.
Sorry if I'm intruding, but what are you doing in Celeste's room?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm Jolene. I'm Celeste's mother.
Yeah, she's doing the... Well, she actually is doing the exact Arya
Yeah.
Steelwind pose.
She's actually Steelwind's
Right hand
mother.
on her hip. Boom. Left hand down. Boom. Occupation, unemployed. Age, 46. Celeste's mother. Can't imagine what she's going through. She not only has to grieve her husband's death, but also deal with her daughter's arrest for his murder.
Yeah, that sucks, honestly.
Yeah, that does suck.
Can't thank you enough for everything you've done for her. Really appreciate you sticking by after she hit you like that. Oh, she was in the gallery.
It's fine, really. And deserved it for freezing up like that. Anyways,
Shot.
Jolene was Flintheart's wife, and meant she knew him better than anyone else, even Celeste. Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Of course, I'll do anything to help. It's helped Celeste a lot, but can I really trust him?
I've only just noticed Anyways doesn't come up nearly as much as I thought it did. I feel like
yes.
it. I feel like it.
Anytime they're gonna say
Yeah.
anyway, they say anyways.
Yeah, it's
They
just
don't say anyway a lot.
Yeah. The eye revealed a hint of fear and distrust from her. That is fear and distrust what the purple one means? Wait, I want to
guess.
examine this thing. It's a painting of a woman with a strange animal. The text says Madeline Kipling. It's a weird thing.
I've always loved this painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. The girl runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. The natural creature's called a fake it. They live in the swamps of the Eastern Kingdoms.
Never knew that creatures like that even existed. Womp. It's just a big axolotl.
It is a big axolotl.
It's a table with several chairs. It's probably used for entertaining guests. Didn't look like it's seen much use though. You could have a whole what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can have 8 people on that chair. They're only a 3-person family. In her own room, that's crazy.
Yeah, why in her room?
It's a fancy looking bed.
Do you like it? Celeste had it custom made by someone in the city.
Wouldn't something like this be really expensive?
It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. She's making a lot of gold from her job as a mercenary. I'm happy for her, but I still wish she'd do something less dangerous.
Wait, this is stone.
What's wrong with that?
This house is very well built.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a nice rug of something.
Something rug on the floor.
Something was skinned to make this. I don't know what though. Hopefully one to fake it. It's a door leading to the upstairs hall. Oh, that's all he has to say about that one.
Well, I mean, it's
Did I
not
look at
wrong.
everything? Me just shaking the thing to find out. Flintheart McCoy. Can you tell me more about your husband? Why did he hate magic so much? I understand that magic is a symbol of the nobility, but things sounded different with him. It's as if he thought Celeste had betrayed him somehow.
I wasn't there when they were arguing, but I can only imagine what he said to her. He's never had anything good to say. He's never had anything good to say about mages, and I can see how much his words indirectly at her.
Did something happen?
I don't really know. I don't trust him enough. I shouldn't talk about Effie.
Who was Effie? Effie was a shameless plug for our other stream.
Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem 3 Hopes.
3 Hopes. On Mondays, 7 till 11 PM GMT.
Yeah, that's a shameless plug. I suddenly remembered that I wanted to actually try and present Tyrion to Celeste. I imagine she's just going to ignore me. Can you tell me more about this?
Oh, I don't really know what to say about that. Sorry.
She doesn't know what to say about her own defense attorney, which is rather tragic.
I mean, to be fair, she
You
just
do it
met
with
him.
Jolene too.
Can't thank you enough for defending Celeste. I don't know what we would have done without you. So sorry she slapped you like that. I don't know what got into her.
Oh. It helped me more than anything. I just hoped it'd be enough. Does Flynnhart's resentment have something to do with Effie?
How do you know about her? There shouldn't be any records of what happened.
I have my ways of finding out.
I read your mind.
I read your mind.
Of course, you work for Ruby Tamora. What did she do? Did she strong on one of the neighbours into talking?
Neighbours just know about this stuff.
Don't need people like her going around Cornhaven and opening up all wounds.
What?
They're not always idolised her, but I could never stand her methods.
Is this about the rumours?
Rumours?
When Momenta started fighting against the justice system, the nobility started levying accusations of misconduct against her. They spread rumours that she engaged in bribery, forgery, and blackmail, all to discredit her.
Is that really true?
I mean, I don't know. Oren kind of said it.
At the same time, Tyrion seems justice-pilled enough that he'd
Yeah.
be really pissed off if Ruby was doing that shit. And he's explicitly been her assistant.
Yeah. Although remember, she did have the brilliant idea that, oh, we just ran over this child.
Let's bounce.
Let's bounce. Right.
Wait, before someone comes.
I don't talk about it. You don't talk about it. And you're like, oh, well, she clearly just understands it's a scam. And then later on, she went, oh, it's a scam. It's like, wait, what? Does she actually mean, Tyrion, we're going to get back in the carriage, we're going to drive away, and we're not going to talk about this ever
Okay,
again?
Tyrion, here's what we're gonna do.
She just looked Tyrion in the eyes and went, can't help me bury this body. We're going to put this child in an unmarked grave. It's like, what? It's like, she was just going to get blown up by Lucio Steelwind anyway. It's fine. She personally taught me how to defend persecuted mages like your daughter. You've seen how I defended Celeste. I'm doing everything honestly and legally. Miss McCoy, I know you don't know who to trust right now, but I need you to know. I need to know more about Flynnhardt. Right now, I don't have any leads as to who might have done this.
Okay. But promise me that you won't mention any of this in court. Don't want Celeste being dragged into another scandal, and I sure as hell don't want any more Steelwinds showing up in town.
I can't
Of
make any
which there are
promises.
like maybe two, unless his wife is dead or something.
Yeah, both.
She's his only heir.
Yeah, sole heir, only child. Wow.
If it's another Steelwind that shows up in town,
It's him.
just pray.
Just pray.
Instead.
Straight to the scale
Pray,
board.
or maybe hide in a wardrobe or something and hope that he doesn't notice you're there.
No, hide in a doorway. That's what they always say.
Hide in a door. Oh, like he is actually a bomb.
Like, just hide in a doorway and he won't see
He
you.
goes
He'll
to the
walk in
door.
like, huh?
Huh?
I don't see
There's no
anyone.
one here.
I don't see anyone, huh?
Bro is like Adam Smasher if he was a mage.
It's just Adam Smasher Mage, wow.
You look like you're in a doorway. Never
Are you?
mind then.
Is that what... I mean, he's just... Yeah, I don't know. Can't make any promises, but my priority will always be to keep your daughter safe.
Guess that's as much as I can ask for. Effie was Flynnart's younger sister. Celeste doesn't know about her. She died 20 years ago. Flynnart never brought her up.
What happened?
She was friends with the son of the ruling noble back then, and he'd always sneak into town to see her. It was so different back then. Effie had always loved magic. It reminded her of the fairy tales she read growing up. Huh? There's magic in fairy tales, but like,
Magic in
I don't
real
know.
life.
There's magic in real life. It feels weird to have fairy tales about actual magic.
I mean, is it actual magic or is it different? Because, like...
Then
Yeah,
again,
I
you
mean-
can have fairy tales about knights, and knights are real.
Yeah, knights are real and all that,
So
yeah.
in a way, I guess it isn't that weird. He'd always show her his spells by the lake, all to make her smile. But he'd been warned not to use his spells without his instructor present. And one day he lost control of one of his spells and wounded Effie. And we rushed her back into the town, but it was too late.
I mean, being fair with Adam Smasher, Lucio Steelwind, we do already know that you can get Mage Blight,
Oh yeah,
which is just cyber
cyberpsychosis.
It's just, what's going on there?
Magipsychosis.
Do they call the Inquisition if you go Mage Blight, do they call the Inquisition on you?
Like it's max tap.
He's just secretly the commander of Max Stack. That's just Oren White, his day job.
By the time we could dress her wounds, she was already gone.
Stories like that were awfully common among the nobility these days.
These days?
These
That was
days?
20 years ago.
These
Sam.
days. These
was
days, that just
literally-
happens.
It was literally before you were born.
Yeah, honest.
What do you mean these days?
These days, that just tends to happen.
Yeah, it just happens these days.
What has there been an uptick in it?
The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. The boy's parents used their influence to cover everything up. They even threatened Flynnhart's family into staying quiet. After that, they told the town that Effie had been mauled to death by a wolf. Rip Flynnhart's sister.
Dum.
Christianity in Tyrion Cuthbert.
Oh, strange, yeah.
confirmed. Flynnhart all but declared war on the nobility after that.
Damn, bro was only 30-something. 32. He was 32. Huh?
So was he significantly older? Wait, bring up Pierce. Bring up Garrett Pierce.
Garrett Pierce is 38. So he was 18.
Bullshit, he was 18.
He was 18. He's 38. Full ass grown adult.
We're gonna see that later.
Yeah. It does say 18 in that scene.
I can't believe he's going to have gone Cyber Psycho.
Yep.
Magic Psycho. Mage Blight. He turned our tavern into a meeting place for commoners who shared his resentment, who all came from out of town. Word spread, and night after night more and more revolutionaries started showing up to his rallies. It wasn't long before they started planning a revolution. They started contacting like-minded groups in the towns nearby. They were even starting to arm themselves.
What happened to all of his friends here?
Yeah.
Did they all get shot or
Celeste
something?
is saying that they all hated him.
Now apparently,
Jolene
yeah,
is saying that he had that all more and more people were showing up, and then they started contacting like-minded groups in the towns nearby. This is inconsistent with Celeste saying, "Oh, it was just people from towns nearby."
yeah, there's either people in towns nearby or there's people from this town.
Yeah, but it has to be one. It can't be both. I could only watch as everything unfolded. I'd heard stories about what the Steel Winds were doing to people. Like
You're getting caught in the crossfire. Don't act. You're his wife.
Oh no, he's so sad. What's going to happen to my husband? Oh no, Lucio Steelwind's here to kill my husband.
She
What
just
a shame.
knows- she just-
Oh man, I'm getting killed by Lucio Steelwind.
She knows the doorway trick. She's just like.
Oh man, Celeste is also getting killed.
I was
by
trying to
Lucio
warn him. I was trying to
Steelwind.
warn him to stay in the doorways, but he was like, "That's bullshit. That sounds
Oh,
like an
it's
urban myth."
bullshit, urban myth. He's gonna kill you if you're in a doorway or if you're not in a doorway.
And she just comes here. He's like, "Where the fuck is she?"
Begged him to stop. So did some of the other townsfolk. We knew he was gonna get all of us killed.
Wow. That's a very
Oh,
like sudden
damn.
way to put it. You know what I mean? But it's apparently very valid.
That is the point where you say up to this person, like you run up to them and you say, "Dude, this is dead serious.
Yeah, this is
bro."
dead serious.
I was shocked when the knights told me he'd been murdered, but I wasn't surprised.
I'm not the least bit concerned that Lucio Steelwind was, you know, in the vicinity.
I really hoped he'd let go of his anger when Celeste showed up 1 year afterwards. He was really starting to change after we adopted her. okay, so she was an infant.
Yeah, maybe she was.
Could
3?
maybe have been 3? 2 or 3? Yeah, so maybe 2 or 3 years of being a
Yeah.
revolutionary guy.
Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become part of your family?
You know what happened 19 years ago, a year after Effie's death?
Okay, cool.
We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining
Like
area.
newborn baby,
A newborn baby abandoned in the dining area.
straight newborn.
We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. We named her Celeste after the full moon that was out that night. We'd always wanted a child, so I thought she must have been a gift from the Scale Lord. Celeste? Doesn't Celeste mean stars?
I don't know.
Celestial means something related
Oh
to
yeah,
stars.
true. I don't know. Maybe.
Celeste comes from the Latin word caestelis, caelestis, meaning heavenly or of the sky.
I guess she just meant it was bright out that night.
Yeah, I'm willing to take it.
But one day I spotted Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realised the noble must have abandoned her at our inn. Huh? But she only knows Mageblade. And she explicitly learned that when she became a mercenary.
She was just practicing Mageblade
You
constantly.
only worked it out when she did Mageblade at like, what, 18, 17?
Wow. It's
I
like,
didn't care
wait.
though, I loved her all the same. Flinart did too.
But you knew she was a mage this entire time.
I did, this entire time being one extra year on
Like,
you
an extra
guys.
year.
You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar.
She only knew it like a year ago anyway.
Flinart must have noticed it too, but
Would she
think
just
he didn't
feel it
wanna
in her
believe
bones?
it.
She felt the mageness in her bones.
it's my fault. I should have forced him to see the truth. Shall we call
Yep.
that there then?
Right, yeah.
Probably finish this case next time.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching.
Absolutely.
Like, share, subscribe, or something like that.
Wow, good plug there.
I know, right? Join us tomorrow for some Fire Emblem 3 Hopes from between the hours of 7 and 11 p.m. GMT. Also join us same time next week, 1 to 5 p.m. GMT on Sunday for more Tyrion Cuthbert. Thanks very much for watching. And yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
brilliant.
Always analyze. That's AA. It doesn't just stand for
Alcoholics
Alcoholics Anonymous.
No, we couldn't call the channel Always Analyze because then it would just be confused for alcohol.
Yeah.
So instead we're OGS.
Always overanalyze game stories. Overanalyze game stories. The thing is, you can't overanalyze. You can only analyze enough. You can never overanalyze. Which is why we're not actually doing what it says on our channel.
But
Terrible
we can't call
plug.
it. We
Not
can't really call,
overanalyzing game
we
stories.
can't. Yeah,
Nogs.
Nogs. That's horrible. I hate that.
Well, that's pretty much it. Ciao. I just realised that's pretty much it. Sounds way too much like Moist